Welcome to another episode of The Stream Room. That's right, it's the podcast about content creation by content creators for content creators. And this week, well, a lot has happened. Let's just say Ninja is now offering us the opportunity to become the world's biggest streamer in 30 days. Also, the Streamer Awards, the Artesian Scandal that's going on, and Dr. Disrespect apparently made up with Twitch. Who knows? But that is all to talk about today. I'm one of your co-hosts, Reapz.
Hello, I'm Eljay.
Hi, I'm tired. I'm Nick. Sorry.
I must apologize.
Yeah.
It's because of me. I had to do something earlier today, so we're all starting an hour earlier.
Both of us.
But
It's both of us. I've got a house inspection.
oh damn!
It's not you.
You were talking
Yeah, I
about
got a
this
house.
last week that you wanted to, get a house by the end of the year, and now you're
No,
going.
no.
Oh, they're
I'm
coming
a renter,
here.
so they're coming to me.
They're going to
Which
him,
if-
yeah. And he
if
had
the
to-
Americans, if the Americans don't know, house inspections are a thing. If you guys didn't know this, in America, a lot of states don't have this. But in Australia, when you're renting somewhere, the landlord or the real estate agent will come and inspect the house every 3 months, and they have to give you 2 weeks notice before coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I was given 4 days notice, and they cited some bylaw saying because we had so many floods and stuff like that, they have to come and inspect that property to make sure it's clean and it is looked after during the flooding. And I was like, guys, it's not flooding. It's literally just the windows and doors are leaking like I told you for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And you've not fixed. I've washed it all, cleaned it all. It's fine. I can send you photos. And they're like, nah, we're going to come have a look.
Wow.
You only had 4 days to hide all the drugs. Like, it just wasn't
Yes,
it was just
I
not
know.
enough time.
Unbelievable. How are we going to do
All the Viagra. We're in the drug.
it? We're already on the Viagra. I like it. That's good.
How are you guys though? How was your weeks in streaming? How was your weekend? Who wants to jump in
Reapz,
first?
go
You
for
may as
it.
well get into
I'll
it.
jump in. It's been stressful, man. It's been stressful. Hopefully by the time this releases, I will hopefully be in the rebrand phase, like actually have my new rebrand out there. But I'm still waiting on assets, so I've had to push back the date of the rebrand. And I don't know how, like I'm thinking in my head, how am I going to do this? I was hoping to do it on March 16th, which is technically tomorrow, because that coincides with my 316 original username. But no, got to push it back. So it's been one of those weeks where I've been doing a lot of stuff, obviously streaming, but behind the scenes, it's been crazy. Again, all this has changed in the background because I'm moving everything into another room. So yeah, it's been good, like rewarding, but also stressful as all hell. So yeah, that has been my week. Nothing too out there. Yeah.
Just you organizing stream rooms. The stream room move.
Stream rooms for the stream room to talk about on the stream room.
The stream room.
So
Yeah.
do you have any hints as to what you're moving over, like of what you're changing from? Any little cheeky little hints?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So basically a whole new alert system. I've got like custom alerts for a lot of things, which will hopefully look snazzy with the little Reapz, like a 3D Reapz, which is looking nice. And then I
I'm
basically got a whole new studio. So I'm not going to change all my assets because that costs too much and it takes too much time. But just basically the whole new studio look, just to give it, that bit of spruce, just a little bit of something nice. And yeah, hopefully it will give people a reinvigorated look on the stream, and myself included. So I think it's more of a mental thing for me. Like you just need to change things around. If you're doing the same things for so many years and nothing's really changed visually, yeah. So that is kind of for myself more than anyone else, I believe.
I'm so excited to see it. I can't wait.
No, I think it'll be sweet.
Yes.
People love your stream. I think it's one of those things where it's like last week we talked about the additive and distracting things you can add to your stream.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a very additive thing you can add to your stream with when you're just chatting. You're in a CGI studio like a Saturday Night Live. And I think people really like the way you incorporate it and how you do it. And I think the whole show, like it very much becomes a show.
Yes.
And it's not just like another Twitch stream, like myself. So I think it's a really cool additive thing that you do.
Can I be real for a second here? I get very jealous of seeing yourself and Nick and everyone with these like just amazing, like really nice backgrounds, just really clean back. You see mine right now, it's just a piece of shit. But yours, and I'm like, man, I just wish there wasn't a green screen behind me at times, because I always get so like I put the green screen up and I'm literally in this like thing here. If I go too far back, it throws it off, and it's just. I just want to get up there.
Very real behind me. This is very real setup. Yep, absolutely.
You were very spicy, but you know how I feel, Nick. Like sometimes
Yeah.
you can't move too much, otherwise you ruin the crinkles in the green screen. Like, oh god. I can't.
Yeah, that's why like when I set up the room, like I can go pretty.
Oh, that's
pretty
good.
far.
I can only go like 30 centimeters, and that's
That's
it.
the wall. That's the wall right there.
Oh damn, that's
So-
nice.
I've got a decent. Yeah, I got to set it up with a decent amount of space.
Yeah. But how about your week? Throw me with your week, guys.
My week was interesting. I missed a stream I missed a stream on Thursday, I believe it was, just because I was feeling really sick. So I was quarantined for the last 7 days. I was only allowed out of the house yesterday because we were close contact with someone who might have had COVID. And so I couldn't go out, do walks. I couldn't do anything. I was like stuck inside.
Yeah.
But then Thursday I ended up feeling really trash, like really, really bad. And I thought, oh God, okay, so this is actually it. It's kicked in.
Right.
I could have got the old Rona. No, it turns out I probably just shouldn't have eaten ham that was 4 days past the best before date. I asked my chat, right? I asked my chat, I'm like, okay, so I ate ham. It was 4 days past the best before date. It didn't smell bad, but it was a little bit slimy.
Okay.
Right? Would you have still eaten it on toast? And they were like, no. And I was like, well, you sure? And they're like, no. And I'm like, what, are you sure? I did, you know? And they're like, yeah, and you've canceled stream. But essentially, so that happened to me. That was lovely. And then, but I had a really good set of streams earlier that week. For example, like I did like a 6-hour stream on Wednesday playing Elden Ring. Got a bunch of big, massive raids. Also just had a huge, just general amount of chatters and viewers. And it was a really fun stream. It was really, really fun. And then Friday night came and I tried to go live to do Punishment Fridays, which is where people can like turn my controller off for 10 seconds while playing hard games, or they can, reset my game if I'm playing something like Getting Over It or something like that. And they can, make me do hot sauce and just weird stuff. It's the whole concept of Punishment Fridays is just to let them hurt me. And that's what Twitch chat wants.
Yeah.
But about an hour and a half in, not even that, like an hour in, we got some Twitch server issues, which have now been diagnosed. It wasn't my internet. It wasn't even my area fault like I thought it was at the time. It was the Twitch servers were struggling to connect with OBS and Streamlabs and Stream Elements, not Streamlabs. I'm not using Streamlabs. Don't yell at me. And Stream Elements.
Get him.
Yeah, it was just struggling to connect with it because of all the updates that have been happening over the last few weeks with OBS and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully they're all fixed now, so I'll be able to go live, no worries. But because it was so bad, I had to end stream. I had to end stream an hour and a half in. So
sounds very familiar to what I had a few weeks back, where you're just like, do I keep going? Will it fix itself? Or it's the struggle.
Well, this one pushed me off the servers entirely. Like, it kicked me off the servers entirely, so I couldn't keep going.
There's nothing you can do.
So I told everyone, go to Discord. Let's play some crab games. So I had about 25 people in a Discord call.
Oh, nice.
Only like 15 of them were playing crab game. The others were just sitting there laughing, listening. And then after about 2 hours, 3 hours, the normal stream length, I jumped out of the Discord call and let them play together. And so the community just hung out. And people loved it, right? They were just having a great time with it, and they want to do more stuff like that. But it's so hard. It was really a good experience, right? I turned a bad stream into a good experience.
That's good.
But it's so hard. It's so hard to do events like that, right? To get everyone like into a Discord. The only reason this worked was because I had like 100 people at that point in my stream ready to watch a stream. Yeah. And then, that converted over to 20-ish people to come do another thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm happy with that. But at the same time, that would, that's if you said a Saturday evening, one, you're giving up your Saturday evening, and two, people just don't rock up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to get everyone to rock up to one place. So, gotta try to figure it out. Maybe I'll start doing a community event after stream or something like that, late night or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say it definitely helps when you're going from you're finishing up stream. It's like, all right, now guys, let's go on the Discord rather than like setting up on a particular day. Sometimes it can work. But yeah, it's almost worth maybe end stream half an hour early or something, and then you spend an hour in the Discord just doing whatever.
That's what I did with the Among Us era. The Among Us era, I never played Among Us on stream, but I always just said, hey guys, we're gonna play Among Us after stream, jump in. And we'd always have like 2 lobbies of Among Us going after stream. And it was one of the best times for community building in my community. But it's just one of those things. But yeah, so that was me. I had a pretty decent week. I wouldn't say anything was bad, honestly. I think I had a really fun GeoGuessr stream at the start on the 8th of March, which was like really good. And I think I'm finding my confidence again, which is weird to say because I think a lot of people would say that I'm a very confident person. But something I'm going to stop doing on stream is I'm going to stop mentioning when I'm tired or when I'm not feeling confident. So I'm just going to pretend hard that I'm feeling good because I think it gets me in the right headspace. But also, I think that people wouldn't really expect this, but I was looking at my old clips because I'm converting old clips into TikToks so that I have plenty of extra TikToks going out throughout the things. Like you're supposed to, when you're building a following, you're supposed to post like 2-3 times a day or else they kind of consider it useless. I don't know how true that is, but that's like what a lot of people say. And so like I want to have enough to go out. And I've been going through old clips and it's like, I'm just like so much more confident You know what I mean? I'm just like so much more confident in what I'm doing, my jokes I'm delivering. The jokes aren't better or worse necessarily, but I think the confidence makes them all hit better. And I think that's a big thing for me. I think I need to bring that confidence back. I think my confidence has been shaken over the past 6 months, but I'm getting back into the right headspace, and you know, it's happening. So I'm keen to get back into that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Also after last week's podcast where I where I mused with you guys about adding an embed, I had 3 partners who listened to the podcast who I'm mates with reach out and say, "You're a bloody idiot. Why aren't you?" And I don't know. I'm still tossing up the concepts of whether or not there'd be backlash about doing something like that, even with full transparency and telling people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 3 people reached out and they were like, "If I could do that, I would do it in a heartbeat."
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah, but wouldn't you be scared of the backlash?" And they'd be like, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah. I think that would be so drowned. I think you got in your head that people will even mention it. I don't think anybody will mention it. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think people will be like, "Why am I watching a stream in an embed on your website?" I don't think that will ever happen.
Well, the fear is like you'll go to Fextra Life and their chat's so slow, and then people accuse them of view botting.
Right.
Like if you go to Fextra Life, that's what happens. But I was also thinking about this, like, would that really be so bad? Because all I'd have to do is tell them, "Hey, go watch this video about what I'm actually doing. It's not view botting. It's fully legal."
Yeah.
And also, I get accused of view botting now when it's quiet.
Yeah.
So like, how do you have 130 viewers
Yeah.
and only 5 unique chatters? And I'm like, dude, that's an average breakdown when you're 3 hours into a stream and you're playing a game like Elden Ring.
People like to lurk. They don't understand that. They think that it has to be constantly kind of like just drilling in the chat. But people like to chill out, I found. Like I had a high count, and it was really slow, the chat, but they were watching me do stuff. So yeah.
So I don't know. So it's interesting. I've had a lot of people saying, do X, do Y. You're an idiot for holding yourself back, which I always knew that I was an idiot. You guys have told me many times that I'm holding myself back. So that was an interesting development. But otherwise, I think a lot of people right now. Yes, of course.
Because we care.
It's funny, right? A lot of people in Stream Scheme, and I'm going to drop a little hint for the special people who watch. A lot of people who watch Stream Scheme think right now that there's not much going on because I'm only releasing 1 video every 2 weeks or a month. I got to throw it out there. Stream Schemers, if you're listening to this, there is some big shit dropping in the next like 2-3 weeks, hopefully. Like it's finally, I've been spending like 6 months working on this shit, and I've shown you guys like hints of it, but like there is some big shit dropping soon. And it's finally, once this is out of the way, I'll finally be able to like focus and not be so spread out anymore. So I'm really keen for that as well. Similar to how you've like been working so hard on your like move.
Yeah.
I've been spending so much fucking time having to organize this. I just spent like a week talking to like 20 beta testers, trying to get a bunch of stuff tested. And it's like, the best part though, every single one of them came back and was like, "Yeah, no issues. Everything worked perfectly." And I was like, "Sweet. Oh, thank God."
You put the feelers out there, so now people are going to be questioning, like probably in your Discord, like, what is he doing? What's happening? I mean, we've had indications of what you're doing, but I'm excited to see what actually comes through. So, man, I'm looking forward to it. Sounds awesome.
Full frontal male porn.
OnlyFans. Stream Scheme. Let's do it.
He's made a view bot that's powered by AI to be like a real person.
It's called Skynet. Nick, how's your week?
I only let small streamers use it. That's how you get away with it.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it. Exactly.
Fair enough.
I actually think they'd love that. I'm gonna throw that out there. I think a lot of people from our Twitch and stuff like that would totally love a view bot that just simply boosted only small streamers. They'd be like, "Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah,
it's the comeuppance."
That'll show everyone.
And then all those Nick, people that were like, "I only watch small streamers. I don't watch big streamers anymore." They'll just have no one to watch.
They're in limbo. What do I do? What do I do?
Far out.
All right, Nick, tell us about your week.
Yeah, my week was good. We had honestly just another really solid week. I only was able to do 3 streams because I had something on the Friday night. But no, overall it was great. The Nuzlocke's still going strong. We're losing more Pokemon, and we're just it's so great doing a Nuzlocke on stream because everyone gets invested in the Pokemon because you have to custom name them all, right? And they're all involved with naming them. We get suggestions from the chat, and then we pick the best 5, and then everyone votes on them. And so everyone gets invested in these Pokemon, and then from my stupid actions, they die. And then, all of a sudden, we just kind of creates this culture. And I've got we've set up a whole graveyard scene. And then, we send we get the bad flute solo from Titanic. We make a whole thing about it. Everyone's saluting in the chat. F to pay respects. It's just, it's just a beautiful culture we've created around it. So that's been amazing. And apart from that, my sleep schedule's gone to crap. So that's also been fantastic. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Streaming until 4 a.m. on Sunday again because I have no self-control. I was like, oh, it's 12:30, time to wrap up. Oh, hey, here's this dumb idea. Next minute, 4 a.m. That's what happened, Reapz. I was in here. I was like, why did you go to bed
I don't know how
late?
you're awake, my friend. I do not know how you're awake and functioning.
Yeah, I was ruined. I hated myself the next day. So I'm trying to fix my own sleep schedule. It's just we have so much fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And everyone's having fun chatting, and then you lose track of time. But yeah, apart from that, I've also been trying to migrate bots because the Streamlabs chat bot has just essentially died.
Oh.
And
they did a bunch of work to it. Yeah, they tried to add all these like fancy timers, and they're doing a big social push to try and like change the brand so it's like not obviously got all the drama, and instead they want to be like humanitarian. So they're doing this big push to help Ukraine, which is great. I'm not going to have a go at them for that, but it's very clearly a brand move. And they did a bunch of work to their chatbot and changed a bunch of stuff, and it looks like it's just absolutely screwed the pooch.
Wait, are you talking about CloudBot or the local chatbot?
They're the same thing these days. Streamlabs have it running through the same stuff, isn't it?
No, it's still no. The local chatbot is still operating independently from CloudBot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
well, no wonder it's broken for you, dude. That thing is like 10 years obsolete.
Yeah, well, listen, I've been using it for 6 years back when it was called UnkBot. So,
oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, my God.
Are you moving to Stream Elements or Nightbot?
So I've moved a lot of commands over to Stream Elements so far. We've moved some stuff, what I can, over to BikuBot. And then it was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare to take 6 years worth of like currency and hour tracking of viewers and exporting that to then import it in. It was just a nightmare. Like you could only export 1,000 users from the local chatbot, and then there's no export function from Stream Elements, and there's no export function from CloudBot when you can sync it up. So we had to do some really weird shit to get the currency out, but we got it.
You want to know how I did it? You're gonna be annoyed. You're gonna be annoyed, but this is how I did it.
Okay.
It took me 2 seconds. I told chat, get fucked, we're resetting it all. And I moved on.
Yeah, that's what I did as well. I was just like, we're resetting all this stuff. We're going to a different
And they were fine
bot.
with it. No one cared. No one cared at all because it didn't affect their follow age. And we reset our points every single month anyway, so we can run competitions properly. So I was just like, fuck, they were like, yeah, you know what?
Fair.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I wasn't in that situation. The people were invested, so we got there, and so now we've imported the currency at the moment into Firebot. So that's but it's just been I have to convert all the commands, and just it's a headache. It's taking so much time. Everything's broken, but we're getting there. So that was
speaking of Streamlabs, by the way, and things being broken, just adding on to what you're saying, I got to throw it out there. It's so fucked up. The only way to get a custom name for your Streamlabs CloudBot is to buy a year of Prime. How toxic is that? Stream Elements, Nightbot, all of them do the free custom name for free, right? Where you just make your own account and link them. But Streamlabs is like 120 USD for a year, and the moment you lose that subscription, we take away your custom name. Oh, and it doesn't work 99% of the time. No, also throwing it out there. It is
horrible. I can't I get they want to provide value for their subscription, but
you got to add value to it, right? So I was talking to another company who are building their own kind of alerts and overlay plugin, right? They're building it. Actually, I can probably mention it's called Owned Pro. Owned are building this whole thing. It's kind of like a Stream Elements and Streamlabs competitor, but they import all of their overlays and alerts and stuff so that you can just click on whichever ones you want, and the plugin will just be like, and just add it.
That's
so
great.
it's just completely there.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like one click install for everything. This isn't an ad, but I am sponsored obviously on my other stuff for them. And I've been helping them with it. They've been asking me lots of questions and stuff like that about what works, what doesn't. And I've been very harsh with them because you can't push a product like that unless it is able to compete. And so now the guys at Owned, every time they email me about it, they'll be like, "We're ready for your very harsh feedback as always." But they're working so hard on it, and they're like, I was like, you got to add the custom name feature, and it's got to be free. And they're like, yeah, it's just a lot easier to say that. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm selling. People want it. Yeah, people need it.
Supply and demand. You know what I mean? You gotta give it to them.
But there's like so many things like that, and it's just like CloudBot just is. I see people buy the Prime, and this isn't me having a go at anyone whatsoever. But the people who buy Streamlabs Prime, often they're very, very beginner. Like they're very, very, very beginner, and it's very clear they're being preyed upon almost, which sucks, dude. It like sucks to see it, but it's very, very clear that this company, while they do have some pros, like their some of their features are really powerful, that particular system and how they prey upon beginners like that is kind of you know what I mean? Like it's rough.
It really is that thing of when you do start off, and we've talked about this in the past, of like you have to have the best everything. And as soon as you see a price point next to it, you think, oh, this is valuable. This is worth more. This is what everyone's doing. When if it's free, it's like, oh, it mustn't be that good. When technically, you know, you look at OBS and different plugins and stuff, and yeah, it's very complicated, but sometimes the best things are free when you can manipulate it. But speaking of things that aren't free, Ninja, was this about a course that he can offer people?
Yeah. Ninja's partnered with Masterclass.
Okay.
So you guys know what Masterclass is. It's like a fancier Skillshare. Where he said you can enroll to become a streamer in 30 days. So a 30-day masterclass to learn from him and his content and stuff like that. I'll let you guys start on this.
Okay.
Because I feel like I might have a bit of an interesting take about this concept.
Okay.
But I'll let you guys go first.
All right. I can start off with it. This has always been in the hemisphere of streaming that people do offer classes. There is even like private coaching on Fiverr and stuff. And I just wonder what it is. Like maybe that's a YouTube video in the making. If I hire someone to teach me how to stream, that would be some good content. So let me copyright trademark that right now. And I think what could you offer someone? If I was with a person, right, and they're like, teach me how to stream, I think the big thing that you'd start off with is, let's sort out OBS, or let's sort out Streamlabs OBS for you first of all, because that's got to be course number one in terms of that's what you need to actually stream to make sure your internet's working. So there's got to be a section on that, I'm guessing, for Ninja. But I think it's more of his, obviously it's his brand name that's going to be out there. Like you can be like Ninja if you do this course. Now, I'm interested to see how much you have to pay for this, because I'm guessing this masterclass thing is like an all-inclusive package to other, or is it just you've got to enroll directly into that one?
You enroll directly to his, but it is billed monthly for all classes. So it's kind of like Skillshare where you pay for everything. Yep. But there'll only be X number of people allowed to enroll in Ninjas. That's what they're saying.
Oh, so it's very limited. It's
very limited. Ooh. But here's the thing is that it's all pre-made content. So there's no real reason for why it should be limited. They just usually push the only a limited number of enrollments purely because it does push people to enroll more.
Yep.
But I will say, though, it does say there are 15 days left on enrollment and there is still space to enroll. And this has been announced for maybe a week now. So I'm going to say that it probably won't sell out.
Right.
Yeah. If it hasn't sold out now, probably. How much is it? Or is it, are you going to reveal the price later?
Or is this like a game?
It's 23 USD a month billed annually. Okay. Which means you got to pay for a whole year. Annually means year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is billed for a whole year, so that's like, a couple $200 and $300 or something like that for a whole year. But you get all of the masterclasses, including like Scorsese stuff on lighting and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay,
still a big investment though. Like if you do that big annual
for a beginner.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: let's get budget for the stream room. We'll all enroll, and then we'll report back on.
I did Ninja's course. Yeah.
I got a sad suspicion that we're not going to get much from it, because I'll read out some of the headlines about how the session overview goes.
Okay, this is what I'm interested. What will I be taught if I go into this course?
So I will clarify this. I will give you quickly my little hot take on this. I know that there are places out there that do stream coaching, and there are probably, I probably don't know every single one, and there are probably some people out there who do stream coaching and they actually do it quite well. Maybe, I don't know. But one of the reasons why I never call myself a stream coach and I will never ask people to pay me for advice is because I think that there is absolutely zero guarantee, right? And I can't sit here and give you guys coaching, one-to-one coaching, and tell you guys this is how it's going to be successful, where any amount of money makes me feel like I can possibly do it.
Yeah.
I really do stand by it. And I got offered every single day by people who have way too much money in my DMs being like, hey, I'd love for you to coach me. I had a guy reach out from a very famous reality TV show. I'm not even joking. Like if I say the name, it might dox, but it's one of the Jersey Shore one of the big Jersey Shores, right?
No.
And one of the guys from it, yeah, and
What's
he
the
DM'd me.
situation, LJ? Tell us about it.
He DM'd me and he wanted to pay for one-to-one coaching.
No.
And there are all sorts of stuff. Like, yeah, and I had another guy who was like, you know, I'm from Abu Dhabi and I currently have all these backers to become the next massive streaming show and the next massive gaming show and stuff like that. Like, we want to be like the good games and all these things, like, but we want to do it for Twitch. And we'd love for you to come on and be like our one-to-one coach and consultant. And every single person, I said the same thing. I don't do one-to-one coaching, no matter the price point, no matter the tag, because I cannot guarantee that you'll have extra success because of me.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. And they're like, people are going to be like, what's the difference between a coach and a YouTube video? YouTube videos are free and you can watch them and absorb them. And I can give you context to say, this might not work for everyone, but this is what worked for me. I'm not taking anything but your time, and it might work and help you, but you might also not have the right context to it, which I explain in the videos.
Don't you tag saying that like it's advice, it's not fact? Like it's just yeah.
And also I have videos where I come out and go, hey guys, 6 months ago I made this video and it was true then, but things have changed. This is now how the tools work. Like I had to update the ads manager, for example. And then I still get people being like, so you just gave us wrong information 6 months ago? And I'm like, no, it's literally an update. Like the thing changed, you giant galumba. I've tested things differently now and I found you can also do it a separate way. Both work and it's whatever.
Yeah.
But essentially, I personally am not a big fan of stream coaching. I won't name names, but there have been some very toxic and very bad stream coaches in the industry. And they very quickly get called out and then move on to become other fucked up industries. But essentially, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of stream coaching. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's good. And even if you have all pre-made content like this and put it behind a paywall, I still think it's a bit messed up.
Yeah.
And that's a gun I'm going to stick to. But let's talk about Ninja's course.
Okay.
So we start with the introduction to streaming. Okay. So he'll give you a session overview and explain exactly what's going to happen over the next 30 days in one of them. And then the second video is also, by the way, there are due dates on this. So when you sign up and you enroll, you have to watch them and do them on the due dates and fill out like forms as they go. So there's like kind of like a quizzing afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. And so he does his first one, which is like a 4-minute video, just explains what's going to happen in the course. And then he follows up with, here's my guide to streaming terminology, which he's giving a glossary of all the things you're going to need to understand how to stream, which I kind of like. And I think I'm going to steal as a video where I go through and teach people what poggers means, what kappa means, what all these things mean, so that people coming into Twitch aren't so confused. Because I think Twitch culture is bloody confusing for a beginner.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
So I think I'm going to steal that as a video guide. Then it's all about establishing a streaming setup, okay? So he talks about his hardware essentials, what you'll need to be able to be a streamer, which I feel like at this point, if you are buying a $300 course, you probably should already know what your hardware essentials are. He then gives setups for every budget. So he goes through a bunch of things and gives optional links directly to the product pages on Amazon that is not affiliated, he says. I don't really believe that. Then he'll do a 19-minute video on Ninja's favorite software for streaming. So essentially, it's like how to set up OBS. He breaks it all down. Right. He says he'll teach you how to use it. Create your streaming environment. Ninja teaches you how to amplify your stream using various backgrounds, lighting, framing, techniques for your first assignment. I'm going to throw it out there. I've never really thought Ninja had an overly fancy setup. And even this big fancy streaming room that he had set up, his lighting was shit every single time because a professional came in and built the whole thing. And this isn't an insult to Ninja, but then he was too lazy to actually like do things, or he'd change the lighting and it always looked really bad to me. He goes, share your setup. It's time to show off your setup. So once you're done with all that, he has a class there where you can send in your setup to everyone. Which is weird because there's another way Ninja's looking at that. And then once you're completely all set up, now we're going to think about content. So now we're going to choose your content and go live. He gives you advice on choosing the content for your stream, whether you're a gamer, non-gamer, and he'll give you all the details for going live for the first time, which I'm going to throw it out there. I feel like content should really be before OBS. You should be thinking about these things, I think, earlier, because your setup for OBS should change depending on your content. If you're going to be a just chatting streamer, you're going to need different things to being a gamer.
Yeah, definitely.
So it feels a bit weird. Let your peers view your live stream. Once you complete your first live stream, post a link to the community page so your peers can watch. Now, I am not going to name names on this.
Okay.
But a stream coach did something pretty fucked up back in the day.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain it to you and get your thoughts. They weren't a Twitch partner, but they were doing stream coaching and they were doing videos on streaming. And the way they got Twitch partner in under 2 weeks, which was the thing they bragged about, they'd always say, I got Twitch partner in under 2 weeks, was they created a coaching course of about 100 people. And they said, come watch my stream while I give you guys one-to-one coaching and stuff like that. And you can see exactly what it is.
Yep.
And they did it and they got partner in 2 weeks because of these people. And they gave them zero coaching, zero advice, zero feedback. And then they got the little tick and they abandoned the people. Now, I kind of think the whole let your peers view your live stream is a weird, similar concept. But also, no one's going to, the same as all self-promo channels, nobody who's posting their link there is going to click their stuff.
Yeah. Well, I also think that if you're posting your first time stream to other first time streamers, what kind of feedback are you going to get? Because they don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. So it's just kind of like this echo chamber of here's my first one. And they're like, it was good. You say it was good about mine now. Like, I'm not sure what kind of feedback you'd get.
That does happen. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. It's like it's like you're all in class together. It's like, oh hey, it's like it seems like a confined follow for follow situation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're new in this class as well.
Yeah.
Hi. Let's be friends. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like.
And don't get me wrong. I think that I don't get us wrong. I think that there are like really, really good benefits to having like people your same size to collaborate with. And I also this is another thing real quick. The last like couple days, I've been diving a bit more into other people who do like guides on YouTube. Not like the big guys, like more like medium-sized guys or like other things like that. Or like they do guides for like lighting or filming or making YouTube videos. And I'll tell you what, I clicked 3 guides back to back from 3 different channels, and every single one of them tried to sell me their or their friends paid coaching classes to become a YouTuber. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And one of the videos I clicked was literally all it was. It was like, it starts off and it's like, this YouTuber went from 0 subscribers to 1.6 million subscribers in under 30 days because they have something you don't, but you could have. They had friends. And then they talk about like, and they talk about their content creator friends and stuff like that. And he goes, this content creator is friends with Mr. Beast, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. And that's how they managed to get that, because he pushed them. And I'm like, no, dude, he got that because he was able to make a video where he said, I challenge Mr. Beast to fucking X.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Beast is in the thumbnail, who also shares it and stuff. And then he gets 1.6 million subscribers in 30 days. Like, it was such a scam, right? And then he goes, but you can have this too by collaborating with people using his new system where you can meet new streamers for X number a month. And I was like, get out of it, dude. Like, what the...
It's like speed dating. It's like, come over here and you may meet up with someone who's a bigger streamer than you and they'll spruik you out.
There's so many scams going around right now, paid scams going around. And I hate it because it ruins the entire industry.
Yeah.
Because like, it makes it harder for me because people will look at the content I produce and go, this could be a scam too. And I'm like, dude, it's not. I'm just a normal dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking you to pay money or do anything. I'm just want to make videos that I enjoy and are interesting.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but that other guy in the same industry as you tried to sell me Web3 fucking NFTs as well as a course. And I'm like, but I'm not a coach.
Yeah, the only thing you do is you offer a discount code for overlays. Like that's it. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And like, I watch so many videos of like, whoa, my editing course. Like, you look up a tutorial or something, and then everyone and their mother is just like, yeah, join my editing course and you'll become a better editor and a better YouTuber in like 30 days and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Dude, I can't stand it. Anyway, back to Ninja. Essentially, there are too many scumbags in this industry.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why it's like, we do this, but it's like we're doing this entirely for free. And it's mostly these days, this podcast has gone from being like intense advice to us just bitching and moaning.
Yeah, it's like grumpy old men in here. It's great. But
Welcome to the therapy room.
Yeah. And this is the only thing. If we ever go like some sort of like stupid pay thing, which we probably won't be doing like anytime soon, if at all, it's that thing of like, it's free. So obviously take our advice with a grain of salt, because what we've got going on may not work for everybody or what you're doing. Yeah. But definitely, hopefully you enjoy what we say and realize that some of it's out of context.
And we've got the Q&A coming up later, and I think we'll read out some of the nice comments as well.
Yes.
Because I delete all the mean ones.
I was going to say, we censor heavily at this. We're going to hear the good stuff,
So we're into the third course now. We're into the third course of our 5-course meal with Ninja. Developing your streaming persona. Now, I hate that because I don't know what the course is going to say, right? But I'm assuming and I hope it's just, hey, look, take who you are as a human being and just be yourself, but maybe try and like add a little bit of sauce or react heavier to it so that it's a bit more engaging and more entertaining.
Hold a megaphone
But
to your
also-
personality.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, right. Like, but if he turns around and goes, do a Dr. Disrespect where you're a completely different person
Yeah.
or whatever it is, you know, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Then we have another share your streams with the community. So link your longer streams to the community and share details about your experience and your content. You know, which is, you know, more just follow for follow, essentially. Engage with each other's streams. Okay, cool. So it is just straight up
Follow for follow.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just support for support. Brilliant. Cool.
Wow, you got to affiliate? My course is working. Let's go.
Wow, well
Go,
done.
hey!
So on course 3, which is finding your streaming style and routine, we've now got 3 episodes that start that tell you to develop a persona and then share your stream with the community and then engage with others. So brilliant, cool. Then we've got Ninja's approach to streaming. It's a 4-minute video, so I'm sure there'll be lots to learn from a 4-minute video about his approach to streaming. Go live with Ninja as he gives you an exclusive look as to how he engages with his audience. I've watched the Ninja stream, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to make fun of Ninja as a content creator because he's not exactly like he may not be the biggest, but the man's made millions. He had a huge
He
following. He's done
was
some
the
good work.
biggest. Like he was
Yeah.
the goddamn figurehead for Twitch for quite some time.
But he's sitting there and he's like, 4 minutes. He's going to teach you how to engage with his audience. No offense. That's useless.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
fucking
like, that's
useless.
why I was that's just hilarious to listen to. It's like, oh, so you mean that he's gonna play Fortnite and then barely look at his chat because
Yeah.
it's going brrrr, like
What the 4-minute
Yeah.
video is going to be is like an advertisement for his book called Ninja Book, and it told him all about the
yeah.
life and stuff. It's probably just going to be a commercial for that. Buy the book on top of it.
by the
Yeah.
book.
Yep.
And the best part about the whole thing is that the Ninja Book, one of the coaches I was talking about before, this may give it away, I don't give a fuck anymore. One of the coaches who I was talking about before, one of their other big claim to fame is that Ninja quoted them on the back of the book. So love it, Ninja. Quote the person who's pushing NFTs Web3 and got a bunch of people to pay them despite them not streaming for 2 years. Come on!
You know,
Ninja.
when you started talking before, I was like, I had a theory who you're talking about, and that just confirmed it.
I'm sorry, man. And I got shit from that person. That person tweeted out being like, none of the large content creators reach out to us. And it's all because of the fact that I'm this and I'm that. And they were saying that people like myself and Harris Heller and others don't collab with them or reach out to collab with them because they're female. And then I suddenly got a bunch of hate mail in my DMs being like, you should reach out. You're a sexist.
Oh my God.
And I was so close to tweeting back, you push coaching courses and NFTs. Why would I ruin my brand?
Yeah.
I was
Boom.
like-
You boomed him. It was what you could
Like,
do.
I could have, but I
Yeah.
just sat there quietly getting sent fucking DMs being called a sexist. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is a big rant. I'm getting off.
No,
topic.
it's all
Stream
good.
Coaching. This is again. I said at the start. Stream coaching might be a thing. There might be some really good ones out there, but I have been burned by seeing too many scumbags. So just be very wary. Anyway, so Ninja's approach to streaming is a 4-minute video. Set your streaming routine. Time in, time out. A philosophy he found and practiced throughout his streaming career. It's a 6-minute video, so essentially he's going to say set a schedule. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Which is good advice to a degree, but I think it's, why is this a 6-minute video about it?
Yeah.
But don't worry, guys. Once you've got your schedule, share it with the community page. Show everyone.
I see a pattern emerging where it's do this and then share it with your peers. And so that's like marking off your homework.
Hey guys, what do you think of this schedule? I'm going live at 7 p.m. 5 days, 6 days a week.
Out of Monday to Sunday, what are your 3 favorite days, community? Let me know and I may stream on them.
And then Ninja's response is, yeah, make sure you have a Red Bull before you start stream so you have the energy.
Dude, honestly, like this is, by the way, just a heads up, if anyone's curious, the title of today's podcast should be something along the lines of Ninja supports follow for follow. And then it's Ninja's face saying, follow me, I'll follow you.
Oh, God.
So
Let's see how close
Anyway.
that is.
I'm thinking pretty damn
Okay,
close
all
at this
right, all
point.
right.
So episode number 7 of course 3 of a 5-course meal with Ninja. Ninja fills you on his favorite ways to practice gameplay. That's right, it's Ninja's gameplay tips. Oh, brilliant, Ninja. Teach me how to play Stardew Valley, you giant Galumba.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the hell, dude? Like, what are you going to teach me how to play games?
That's a TikTok.
God.
The best part is it's 3 minutes. 3-minute video is going to teach us how to make games, how to play games.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I get at the end of this, LJ, because it tells you how many duration minutes the videos are. Can we do some quick maths and see how much content has been filmed for this course all up. But continue on.
So the sad part is that a bunch of the lessons don't have a time frame.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I can't like pull them all together, sadly. But we're on our 4th course. We're on second dessert now.
Okay.
Or I guess now it's dessert because you have entree, main. No, okay, second dessert. Yeah, this is the coffee.
Second dessert. I like it. Yeah.
Evolving as a streamer and audience interaction. Ninja describes his evolution over the past decade and provides tips and techniques for evolving your style as a streamer. You learn how to engage with the audience and grow your community. Okay, so I thought we'd already learned that from his other course, but I guess he's going to go deeper now.
Right.
Cool. Evolving your stream. Ninja shares examples from his personal journey that helped him evolve his own stream and give ideas how you can push yours further. So essentially, he used to scream at children and call them fuckheads, and then he stopped doing that because brands didn't like it.
Listen here, you
Good
little
evolution.
shit. Can we play that clip right now?
I can get you banned. I can message Epic and get you banned.
But don't worry. Not only is he teaching how to evolve your stream, but the next 2 lessons, share your stream with the community. And then a follow-up lesson right after that, which would be a really good lesson to learn. Keep watching each other's streams.
This is genius because it's guaranteed if you do this course, you know that you'll get people, if they follow along with these goddamn lessons and they do watch other people's streams, they're like, yeah, I've noticed a definite increase in my streaming brand. Now, if Ninja was really smart, which he may be, or obviously his community, if he blows up one of the people who signed up to his course, like he chooses the best person, blows it up so they become partner, that then becomes the figurehead of his course. That's a genius idea because then you can do another course and be like, I made this person from doing my course, so you yourself can do this as well. That would be the smartest thing he could do afterwards. Like literally raid one person, get them to blow up, and yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? It's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen. And a lot of people do that. That's actually what a lot of coaches, scumbag coaches, will do is they'll pick one person and they'll use their following on YouTube and other places to aggressively make that person pop off.
Yep.
And then they'll turn around and say that person popped off because of my advice, which is terrible, really, because it's not like they followed your advice. You just picked someone and then gave them your following by tweeting and sharing and rating and doing all those things.
It's not it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah. So anyway, we've shared and watched each other's courses now. So now we're going to engage with your audience.
Okay.
Next lesson. Engaging with your audience is fundamental to being a successful streamer. It also takes a bit of practice to be able to focus on what you're streaming and keep up with group discussions. So we'll probably just we won't be able to do it in the podcast, but if anyone's curious, just pretend like we now have a 10-minute clip of Ninja sat there not talking to anyone in his chat for a good, whatever. Actually, probably not really talking at all.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really in his streams these days, which is great. But I guess, whatever. Maybe he did back in the day.
Yeah.
What the fuck you said to me? Those are words. Moderating your chat. Moderating is an important skill you need to utilize as you progress in streaming career. Ninja talks you the rules he uses to keep a clean and positive community. Isn't this the guy who recently called Pokimane a bitch and then supported Gideon and then accused her of defamation and then tried to sue her, but then didn't sue her because he realized he's an idiot and positive and wholesome community?
Maybe that's in the next course, how to get sued or sue another
You're
streamer.
actually right, because the next course is how to build a brand.
All right, that's a TikTok moment there. We can mark that down.
Building a brand and collaborating. This is course 5. This is thirdsies dessert.
Right.
Find out how to leverage social media and collaboration. Learn about all the way they can elevate your stream. Actually, no, this is an after dessert cocktail. You're having like a mocha espresso with a coffee bean on it.
Tell me
you know
more.
what I mean?
Very nice.
Building your brand. Ninja discusses the importance of building a brand to develop, professionalize, and even make money off your stream. Okay, perfect. Maximizing your social media presence. Creating a brand means stepping out of your comfort zone and going above and beyond with building your following. Ninja shows you how you can use social media to your advantage. That's a 4-minute video. How are you going to teach us how to use all social media in 4 minutes?
There's pretty much, hey, those clips you get from stream that, you may not get many because you're starting your brand new, so you only have a few people watching. But hey, those clips, right? Yeah. You take them and you put them everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You're 2 courses ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With me. All right.
Jeez.
Next, we move on, and he's going to tell you guys, hey, share your brand and grow your community, right? Rely on your community. Reach a larger audience by linking your clip streams to this community.
I'm
go.
out, dude. I'm so out.
Hey guys, what do you think of my logo? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's marketable?
I'm so out. Like, oh,
Again,
God.
you're a course ahead, Nick. That's just where you link them to everyone.
I'm seeing the
next
future.
one.
Go on.
The next one is let your peers know what you think of their final clips, and they'll let you know what they think of yours.
There we
So
go.
feedback.
There we go. There it is.
That's the literal definition of feedback. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff.
And that's it. That is the entire course.
So how many
How
many sections are in that course? Sorry.
So there are 5 overall courses. Okay. The first one is just the introduction, where it's the introduction and the glossary. So the other 4 that are actually things, they're only about they usually range between 5 minutes to max being 19 minutes. He doesn't have any videos by the looks of it that go over 19 minutes. And those 19-minute ones are only in the first course where he has to set up OBS and he has to set up softwares.
Okay.
Which makes sense because that is one of those things where that'll take a long time to show people step by step. But I'm also going to throw it out there. There are probably way more in-depth videos that go into that. Probably better for newbies that are free.
And
then the rest of it.
Also say, was it Epos Vox's YouTube playlist series of the OBS masterclass? Where he goes through absolutely everything. It's for free.
Yes.
I feel so bad for Epos Vox and the guys who do it for Streamlabs and stuff like that, because every time I do a guide for a technical thing in OBS or Streamlabs or any feature or any tool, they update it 2 weeks later and now the guide's completely obsolete.
And then you see the comments as well going, this doesn't work for me. How do you? And you're like, oh, jeez, that's tough. Yeah.
I've given up doing guides like that unless I know something won't be updated, because it's just not evergreen content, and it hurts more than it helps. If a guide is more than 6 months old at this point, I don't watch it because most of the time it's out of date, which sucks. It just sucks because it's just not the case anymore. It's very rare that it's not. I think a lot of Nutty's guides are forever safe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of his stuff is here's how to work this plugin, and the plugin doesn't change. You know. Or he updates it and releases a new video being I know I made that one, but this is a better way, which I think is a cool way to do it.
Yeah, he does a really good job with that for sure.
Yeah. I love Nutty. Love Nutty with all my heart. Nutty was in my chat a few weeks ago during the Harris Heller interview.
Yeah.
And chat was moving so quickly. And Nutty dropped in chat, nobody knows that I have panic attacks while I'm live on stream, and nobody will see this because chat's moving so quickly. And I don't know why, but the moment he posted that, chat went dead quiet. So it just sat there. It just sat there for a good 5 minutes. And he wrote, "Why did everyone stop talking, guys?" 280 average viewers, and they all stopped talking the moment he wrote that.
We need to get Nutty on this show, dude. I love Nutty. He's great.
Oh my God.
I was laughing. I was laughing so hard, and Harris was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Nutty's just wrote in chat," and I explained it, and we were both just laughing our ass off, and he was just like, "Fuck,"
That's so good.
That is hilarious.
Now, here's the
Holy
thing
crap.
I do want to say. I just want to say that obviously, if you do choose to do this course, it may be really good for you because maybe you just need that general nudge in the right direction, things like that. But what I also want to preface it as well is that there is a lot of free stuff out there. And when you're at the top of the game, like Ninja is, he doesn't have to do much to get recognition because he's already got it. So anything that he does is always going to be easier for him because he's reached the summit and he's looking down at a lot of streamers. So I guess the thing that I also want to push is that it is not guaranteed that if you pay for a course that is definitely going to work for you, because it does come from all the stuff outside of what everybody else is doing. Because if there's a be-all, end-all course, we would all be doing it and would all be rich and famous and whatever it is that you want out of streaming, right? But the fact that you have to pay for this course, I would really like to hear, actually, if somebody does do this course, please let us know if it actually was good. If there was something that you didn't know or something that should have been delved into more, because I think it is really interesting because there are always going to be people like LJ said, like Nick says, there's always going to be coaches out there, no matter what happens. There's always going to be someone claiming that they know how to do it and they're going to tell you everything like that. But I hopefully dividing the good ones from the people who are just scam artists, that you can hopefully get a better understanding of just what goes into it. So, yeah.
100%. The thing is, right, my big takeaway from this is that a lot of people are rolling Ninja on Twitter about this, right? None of them, I'm going to be honest with you, none of them are actually looking up the course and looking through this. And that's fine. You don't have to make fun of it, I don't think. I'd rather look it up and understand what it is. Because if we'd looked it up and looked at this, and these were like 45-minute videos, every single one, that was deep diving into the analytical like side of Twitch and how to make these things grow, I'd be a lot less hesitant to make fun of it, right? Because the guy's got resources, and if he'd turned around and gone, hey, this isn't just my advice. I have brought a research team. I am bringing on a massive team of experts who have been paying attention to Twitch for the last fucking 3 years. And we are breaking all of this down, right? I've got millions of dollars, so I'm spending it to make this amazing. I'd be like, okay, I'm a lot less hesitant to make fun of Ninja. But it's not, right? It is a beginner basic course that you have to pay 300-ish USD before you get access to it or whatever. Maybe it's not 300 USD. It was $23, so it's $280 USD for a year to get access to it, right? Okay. And the problem is that you can't do that as a beginner, right? Like, we have free overlays because I don't think a beginner should be spending 50 USD on a full overlay package, right? Like, that's why I made free overlays, because I had to spend 30 USD on a full overlay package. I didn't want to use the Streamlabs system where they give you one for free, and then if you delete it, they're like, you can't touch it again. So like, it just doesn't work, right? Like, Ninja giving basic advice doesn't work in this situation. The guy's been streaming since before it was Justin TV, like back when it was Justin TV, right? Like, it frustrates me because he could have done something amazing. Like, he could have done something sick, but he's not. He's done something kind of trash. And I think that by doing something trash at his size, he's going to cause more fucking scumbag scams. Right? Everyone draws the line beneath themselves, is what Ludwig always says. But I think it's actually a step further than that. I think every industry draws the line beneath where their industry allows the scumbag to begin. Right? Twitch, a lot of the industry doesn't allow NFTs. They hate crypto. They hate NFTs. All right? They draw that line there, and they won't allow it to happen in their communities. Okay? But coaching, they will allow. And if they see that Ninja can do this and earn money, then more people will try and do scumbag coaching. You know what I mean? I'm firmly in the belief that you should not be paying someone. You should not be paying someone for one-to-one coaching to become a streamer, because that person most likely isn't your key demographic or doesn't understand your key demographic. Right? If I said this to someone was in our Stream Scheme Discord, and they were asking for feedback on their thumbnail, and I gave them feedback on the graphical designs and the elements of it. But then 2 others came in and said, hey, I don't understand what the thumbnail is trying to tell us. I don't know what game this is. I don't recognize the avatar, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't see them write that. I'd already gone off to do other work. And the guy wrote back, oh, wow, okay, thanks. I'll change my entire concept. And I came back and I tagged him and said, hey, man, just remember, these 2 people don't know what Hero Forge is. They don't know what that character is. They aren't your demographic. I said, like, I'm not having a go at them. Maybe they're right. This is the right thing to do. But if they aren't your key demographic, you shouldn't be changing your content up to match their advice, because at the end of the day, you don't want them to click your video about Hero Forge. You want people who want to learn about Hero Forge or stuff like that to click it. And if those people exist, they'll know what the thumbnail is because you're using the default Hero Forge person. And it's like, that's the big thing, right? Is people give advice without thinking about their key demographic. And I get comments saying, LJ, stop talking about key demographics at the start of every single video about growth and Twitch. And I have to say the same thing every single time. No, because if I don't reference key demographic, I'm going to get someone who goes off and goes, LJ talked about Stardew Valley. I'm going to play Stardew Valley, and that's how I'm going to grow. And then I'll play Warzone. And it doesn't work. So you have to continually say to people, key demographic, this is an example, but you need to think about it for your key demographic, who your audience is, and work towards them.
Dead on.
Just think about it for a second. It's like, you're just going to calm farming stream. Now I'm going to go shoot some stuff. Like, come on. But that's
100% what happened, right? When I first started doing YouTube guides, I didn't understand that people couldn't take, like, I didn't understand there were so many beginners out there who, and this isn't an insult, who couldn't take a step back and realize that I'm giving examples, not a step-by-step guide towards growth. Right? Like, when I say, like, oh, one of my early videos that popped off was how to get to 25 average, how to go from 0 to 25 average viewers in 60 days or something, right? And it wasn't a step-by-step. It was my experience to show them how I did it purely on Twitch. And then to hopefully, that would mean that these people would be able to walk away and they'd be able to think about their experience and how they could do something not similar, not the exact same, but, like, you know, they could use it to inform themselves. But instead, as soon as it went viral, we had like another 100 people playing Stardew Valley, and I would go through it, and they would be like the completely wrong demographic. They would be making like really edgy titles, or like making terrible edgy jokes, or like referencing things that are just kind of like not the vibe.
Yes.
And it's like, and then they'd be like complaining in the comments like, I played Stardew Valley and it's really boring. I don't know if I can do this to grow. And I'm like, did you like, you know what I mean? Like, so now I have to mention every video.
Yeah.
This is a key demographic. This is how it works.
You need to know your niche, definitely. And that's kind of the thing that always, when people start streaming, my piece of advice, and it may be completely wrong, obviously, there's going to be different takes on that, but it's to try everything that you want to try, right? And then when you look at those streams back and you look at, obviously, your infographics and everything like that, it tells you what you got the most response from. And if you enjoy that response that you got from playing that game, then definitely pursue it. But if it's something that you may have got more followers from, but you hate doing it, then know that in the long run, it's not going to work out for you. Because if you hate going to stream every day and play this game that you don't want to play, but it's popping off because, it's Stardew Valley, but you find it inherently boring, don't do it, because you are going to quit before you even see any, idiom of success at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks. It's very, very hard. And I think that sadly, people don't consider their key demographic, as you say. They don't consider what's going to work for them. They just want to do the quick golden goose. You know what I mean?
And
they want that golden goose tip.
On top of that, I'd just like to quickly say that you can kind of see that with Ninja, to bring it all back around to the thing, because he started playing Fortnite and he really enjoyed it, right? Like, he was popping off. He was like, everybody's watching him. It's Ninja. He's playing with Drake. Holy shit, dude. He's playing with Drake. 600,000 concurrent viewers, all this craziness back in 2017, right? And then you saw the turn when he got more sponsors, he got more recognition, he was pushed as the face of Twitch. He had to go from his mature, edgy content to being a family-friendly face, where he even separated his streams into two. He did his Ninja stream during the day, which was family-friendly, to kids and, popping off and everything, did his crazy voices. And then he did another stream at night, which was called the Ninja late night version, where he could actually swear more. And he actually had like different kind of like a look around it for the thing. So people, I guess families knew, or maybe the kids knew, that this was where he would actually be swearing. But you could see that there was a definite shift in tone and who he was as a person.
Yeah.
And more you saw that like behind his eyes when he was just trying to be this, he wanted to scream, but he just had to keep a smiley face. And I guess that's what I would put as an example for people out there in terms of, I can do it. But I think it's a lot easier to do it when you're getting millions of dollars compared to starting off.
That's it. It goes back to that conversation we had in a previous podcast. Like, would you do the grind or whatever there may be for like 3 months and make absolute bank?
Yeah.
And then then you go away from it, and then you go, then you're all good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, right? And I was trying to explain this before, but now that you've mentioned all that, it makes me realize what I wanted to put the words together as. You said to me, or asked a second ago, about Ninja and how he changed and stuff like that. And I was trying to say that a lot of people are making fun of Ninja for this course, and so are we. But here's the problem. People are making fun of Ninja because they're saying he's washed up. They're saying, why would I get advice from him? He's washed up. Get out of here. Whatever. This is whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to throw it out there. That's not the thing we should be making fun of. We shouldn't be making fun of Ninja for being washed up. And I think everyone who makes fun of Ninja for being washed up, it's kind of fucked up. Because Ninja was the be-all and end-all, right? Like, he did some big shit. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I think he's an idiot, actually. But as a streamer, he did some massive waves to make streaming more mainstream. And by taking deals and going to Mixer and stuff, he set up a precedent that so did Shroud as well. They set up a precedent that buying contracts like this was something that had to happen, right? And without doing stuff like that, I don't know if YouTube would be in the position where it is now, where they're buying streamers, right? So Ludwig couldn't have got the millions and stuff, right? Like he walked so they could run, right? Here's the thing. He used to get like 50, 60,000 views back in 2019. He goes to Mixer for a year. He comes back. He gets like 70,000 to 30,000 views for his first couple of weeks. And then he settles into like a 10 to 12K stream, right? Which is fucking massive.
Huge.
10,000 to 12,000. He's not necessarily making the be-all and end-all content, right? But that's because he's got a massive back catalog worth of content that people respect him for and a bunch of clout. So he doesn't really have to. I don't think you call someone with 12,000 to 13,000 viewers who's making millions a month washed up. But it's so messed up. Like people are like, what does Ninja know? He's washed up. It's like, yeah, he's coarse as shit based off what we've looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't just assume because of his 12,000 viewers instead of his 60,000 viewers, he's shit when we all have 100 viewers.
It's like that analogy of like, I was a lion once, at least I was, the top of the pride type thing. And a lot of people will never get to that. Like a majority of people will never even get even close to that. And yes, everyone's going to be washed up. You could look at actors, you could look at singers, you could look at dance, whatever it is. And you say, oh, they haven't been in they're not an Oscar winner anymore, or they're not a freaking, I don't know, they don't make the blockbuster movies like Will Smith used to do back in the day. They're not washed up. They hit the precedent. They were there for a limited time, which you can only be before somebody new comes along. Like, and he's still getting, as you said, Eljay, 12,000 people. We would be like, yes, oh my, even 1,000 people. I'll be like, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
500, I'd be jizzing in my pants.
And that's
wondering
the
what
thing.
that smell was. What's going on?
It's like you bring up a point, and I agree, because it's more so he, like you said, because he has been streaming since the Justin TV era, and so he's out of touch with what it's like to grow nowadays. Yeah, but washed up, no.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, like, when it comes down to it, Masterclass would have reached out to him. Was it? Yeah. Did they say, we want to begin a course? Here's a bunch of money.
Yes.
And he's gone, okay.
100%. Like, no way he wrote this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. Or have they gone to him and like said, like, we want to do a masterclass. How do you want to do it? And he's like, I don't know. You write it.
You can use my
honestly. They probably already had. They probably already had it written.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. They probably already had it entirely written, and they were reaching out to a bunch of different people. And Ninja's the one who said yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were like, this is the guy who's got it, right? And now he's getting trashed for it, which is, fine, because the course does look like a bunch of beginner fluff. And I'm not a fan of coaching.
Yeah.
But I do think people are making fun of the wrong part. I think if you're going to make fun of this, you need to pull the course up and you need to point out all the follow and then shit on that. You don't make fun of the fact that he's washed up and what does Ninja know about streaming, because it's like, yeah, sure, maybe he's a little bit like out of touch these days. But I haven't seen anyone with 14,000 viewers making fun of him. I've only seen people our size making fun of him. And it's like, and they're not doing it for the right reasons. That's just my weird little take on that. I try and like give people the credit where the credit is deserved. And I would never say that Ninja's washed up.
No.
I'd say he's out of touch and a bit of a piece of shit.
Yeah. Also, like, the thing, it's just simply, it's like, even just from at a glance, it's like, it's called masterclass. And then you go in and it's like 4-minute videos. It's like, that's not a masterclass.
Yeah.
It's also one of those courses that is very hard to teach somebody how to do well. You know what I mean? Because like when it comes to, let's just go back to the acting analogy, you can learn all these different methods, and all the methods, may not work for you. There's, stance left, there's all this kind of stuff, right? But when it comes to stream, because it is still technically kind of new, like what streaming's been around for, say, maybe 20 years, I would say 10 years in kind of the mainstream type thing. Where it's been,
maybe even 5.
Yeah, maybe even 5.
Mainstream.
It's still so brand new.
And like,
how do you define
2 years really mainstream?
How do you define it? How do you go, this is what will guarantee you to make it to this? There is none, because even you go on YouTube, there's all these different videos and stuff, and they can put you in the right direction. They can go, this is what worked for me. But unlike, acting, where it's like you get an agent, they put you forward, and hopefully you make that big break. Your big break on Twitch is basically being seen by a lot of people, and those people sticking around. That to me is a big break.
I think you're entirely spot on. And I think the problem with education content, and I'm very much aware of this as someone who draws the line beneath myself, is that I'm very much aware of this. The problem with education content is it needs context, right? As to why it works. And I think a lot of people going into education content don't hold themselves to the context or the moral standard, or there are a lot of people who are simply regurgitating tips they heard from someone else. Right. And it's like why I say in all of my videos about YouTube growth, or why I talk to people about YouTube growth. And people are like, the best way to grow is start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, have you done that? Have you done that? And they're like, no, I've got maybe 500 subs and I get no views on any of my YouTube videos. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, even on your education content, you've never grown a channel. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, so how do you know that the best way to grow is with a YouTube channel? It's because someone else told you.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Or they'll be like, you need to do this schedule and do this and do that and do this and that and that. And I'm like, or like they'll have a video. Like I've seen people have videos like how to get partner in a month, and they're not a partner.
Yeah.
And it's like I never made content about TikTok until recently because I didn't feel like anything I could say would be helpful for people.
Yeah.
The only way I'd be able to make that content, and that's one of my big rules of thumb on my YouTube channel, is I will never make a video unless I have done or personally worked with someone who has done the thing and seen success.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just regurgitating crap you've heard from someone else without testing it.
Yeah.
Like I would love to make a video called like 7 tips to start a gaming channel based off the things that I've learned watching other people and based off the things on my channel. But I'm not going to, because my gaming and personality channel isn't getting enough traction yet. Right? Like I haven't put those tips into action on myself. And it's like I see people make these things where it's like, here's how to grow on TikTok with your Twitch clips. They haven't done it. Here's how to grow your gaming channel. I'm going to coach you on your gaming channel. It's like, can you send me your gaming channel?
Yeah.
Can you send me yours that you started in the last 2 years and you grew in this ecosystem, in this environment in the last 2 years, and show me how you managed to do it?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, no, I've just done coaching guides. I've not done it. And it's like, that's cool. Okay. That's cool. But maybe don't do that content then.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, Eljay, you do it. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, I will not make a video unless I feel like I have at least done it myself. I didn't start Stream Scheme until I had 60 to 50 average viewers by myself.
Yeah. That's very good.
So this stuff boils my blood because it makes it so much harder to be an actual interested, passionate educator in this industry.
Yeah.
I mean, you like when you're seeking advice or education from someone, you want to have the trust that they actually do know what they're talking about and they went through what they're talking about, like you, LJ. Whereas like, the other people are just like, I heard this thing, you should do it. Yeah. Start a YouTube channel.
It worked for a friend of mine.
That's it.
So I'm just going to tell you how it works. It really is.
Well, I told you guys, didn't I? I told you guys before or after the last podcast that someone commented on my TikTok video saying, oh, when he said that when getting 200 views on TikTok is bad. I don't know if this wasn't in the podcast, because I wouldn't have said this in the podcast on the day, but we're a bit far away now. Someone commented saying, when he said getting 200 views on TikTok is bad, I really felt that. That sucks. Sad face. And I clicked the channel. Their entire channel was guides about how to grow as a content creator, including how to grow on TikTok. And they hadn't had any success on TikTok.
I think a lot of people see those guides on TikTok, on YouTube, and they're like, that's getting a shit ton of views. So if I do one, I'm going to get a shit ton of views too. And unlike you, they don't have the kind of info, the desire or the input to make it actually work because they've got no body of evidence behind them. So they just see the numbers and they go, kind of like streaming, they see the numbers, they see all these sponsors, and they're like, if I do the exact same thing, if I water it down, I too can get to this level that this person is. But again, that's what makes a great creator from just like a starter creator, is that they do the work. They put the work in and they go, here's everything that I've learned, that I've actually instituted, like Eljay has done. And this is how I made it possible. It's not going to work for most of you, but it worked for me. So I'm just going to pass on and hopefully you get some success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nutty always says that he's never going to do how to grow videos because he doesn't feel like you can take away something actionable from it, which I think is a very, very, a good moral standpoint to do, because that's why he does tech guides. And I do agree with him to a degree, but I also think that there are actionable tips you can take away from a how to grow video. You know what I mean? Like you can say to someone, here's an actionable thing, go away, do this thing right now. And if you do it for your key demographic and your content, you will probably start seeing some movement, or at least you'll learn a new skill. Like teaching someone how to use SMART goals is something you can do in a how to grow video. Yeah. And if they use those SMART goals correctly, that's an actionable step that they can walk away and they can learn something.
Yeah.
Teaching them how to choose categories or how to create content that can be converted into YouTube videos are all actionable things.
Yeah.
Like it's a how to grow video to me. I have a rule where every single tip and every single paragraph should end on an actionable tip, something they can walk away. Sometimes I fail at it, but I try every single one, right? And so it's like, here's how you grow on YouTube. I'll look through Point Crow and I'll explain like how Point Crow did it, all this stuff like that. And I'll end with, so your actionable tip should be that you will create an hour's worth of stream with a beginning, a middle, and an end for a payoff that you can convert down into a 15 to 20 minute video, right? And that's not me saying, go make this exact type of content.
Yeah.
That's just telling them this is how you structure a story and a piece of content. And that's how every piece of content should be structured.
Yes.
Like there's no extra special thing there that'll work. That's not like it won't work for everyone, because the truth is on every platform, your content should be structured as beginning, middle, end.
Yes.
Hook, meet, payoff. And I do agree that there are a lot of how to grow guides out there that make it seem like fluffy and it doesn't help and it doesn't work. But I think there are also a lot of people out there who give specific, actionable, contextual, and key demographics and all that stuff, and they do their best. But people like Ninja doing this, or other coaches giving out terrible advice or pushing really bad things, doing those stuff, it ruins the entire face of the industry.
Yeah,
which really sucks.
I guess the only lesson that we can hopefully give over is that, as we said before, there's always going to be things out there like the quick get rich scheme, everything like that. But look at those big things like, lights or equipment or hardware and go, do I really need this? Or is there something else out there that I can still get the same results with, whether it be a free online guides on YouTube rather than paying $200 for obviously a face telling you the exact same thing, but less on a different platform. Just be smart, obviously, because as you said, this is becoming a environment, or rather a medium, which is getting rife with scam artists because it is so new. People don't know a lot about it, so they think this is legit. Because if you do a YouTube video about how to become a successful singer like Lady Gaga in a week, you'll be like, get the fuck out of here. But when it comes to streaming, it's completely plausible because there is no kind of path there at the moment. Yeah.
Well, there's also a lot of YouTube channels that have entirely grown just by teaching people how to be YouTubers. And I'm on two fences about this because like my channel is about guides, right?
Yeah.
My channel is about guides for streaming, but I've also touched on YouTube growth. But my YouTube growth videos, they're not telling people like, they're entirely focused on VSEO and search intent.
Yeah.
Because I think, again, those are actionable. I can say to someone, the way I recommend growing is start by focusing on what the search engines are using, because YouTube and Google are search engines.
Yes.
And I can show people that, right? Those are all my YouTube videos. But there are other channels who literally like sit there and they'll just be like, here's how to grow a YouTube channel. And then all of their back catalog of work is purely just that channel of them releasing YouTube videos and telling other people how to grow. And I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
does that really work? Like,
Yeah.
is that, I'm on 2 points about that. But speaking of scam artists, I feel like us three missed a boat. We fucked up. We should have been more confident about, this is the reason why today I was a bit more confident about being like, these people are scam artists, without naming names. Because us three said in a podcast about 5 weeks ago, it may have been cut, I'm not sure.
Right.
We said we won't name names, but the computer companies are fucking terrible.
Oh,
and we started
okay.
talking mad shit.
Yeah.
We talked mad shit, both on and off the podcast, about Artesian builds.
Yes.
And can I say the other ones, or should we just say Artesian?
I'm scared.
Okay, we'll just say Artesian.
No, let's say it and cut it later.
No, I won't. We talked mad shit about Artesian, right? And said how scammy they are, how we didn't understand how anyone would agree to those contracts that we got. Because all of us have been reached out to
By
multiple
Artesian,
times for this, by the same fucking people sending the same copy pasta. We all have the exact same copy pasta. And it's literally just like, and we talked so much shit about them and everything like that. And we were like, oh, we shouldn't do that because, it's a brand, it's reputable, because technically it has these people on. You know what? We should have been more confident in ourselves and been like, fuck this brand.
Yeah.
Because if we could have stood up and gone, hey guys, we talked about this 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
5 weeks ago before this brand came out as a scumbag.
Yeah.
We should have been more confident.
So if you didn't know what's happening in the world at the moment with Artesian, basically it all stemmed from a fact that they were doing a live giveaway. And one of the people who won the live giveaway was an affiliate. And this affiliate didn't have the numbers that Artesian wanted in terms, I think it was followers or live interaction, something like that.
Everything. They looked through everything and they said, your average viewers are too low, you've got no followers, and you've never gotten me a sale.
Yeah.
And this person was accepted as an ambassador for Artesian builds.
And they don't apply, by the way. Artesian doesn't ask you to apply. They reach out directly to you. That's literally,
like
they reach
us,
out directly
exactly,
to
yes.
you.
And they don't see you as a thing. They're just like, okay, hopefully someone that can shill our products with the hope of winning the computer, which they did win, and then they didn't give them the computer. And it wasn't it the actual, I'm not sure specifically, I'm sure you'll know more about this. Was it the CEO who was on there who said, no, you don't get it?
Yes.
My
CEO.
God. My God.
Dressed as Star-Lord, talking down to her. But the problem is that even he and his brand don't have enough following to qualify for the giveaway based on what he was talking about.
Yes. Which is like the icing on the cake.
The irony.
Wish.com Star-Lord, as they were calling him. Wish.com
Yes.
Star-Lord.
But essentially, yeah. So we should have been more confident in calling out something like Artesian. Maybe not all the time, but
Yes.
it does frustrate me a little bit because I've got a lot of statements that I believe that I should have said earlier, because like people come out and they say these things like, oh, this stuff happened. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, part of me is like, maybe if we'd said something sooner, maybe 2 or 3 people wouldn't have gotten caught up in it, right? Like on Stream Scheme, if I'd made a video being like, this isn't an ambassador program, this is a predatory piece of shit. You know what I mean? And maybe I'll do a video on Ninja's masterclass.
Do it, baby. Do it. Yeah.
Maybe we might have saved people who may have ended up, attempting to buy an Artesian build PC, and and like now there'll be people struggling to get refunds. It was, I don't know if did you see Mizkif's statement after OTK?
I was about to talk about this, but please, Nick, go ahead.
Yeah. So Mizkif, he's like, I couldn't say this because of legality issues, but their PCs, and like, I'll try, so you don't have to censor it constantly. It was like, this PC is bleep.
Yep.
I can't believe they sent me this garbage. It's terrible.
It broke down multiple times, overheated. It was terribly made. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just this massive statement, and just like
So
overnight.
they throttled them as well.
Sorry?
They specifically throttled streamer PCs. So they throttled the streamers' PCs so they could like have more back and forth with them and blah 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 blah. So what's been said. They said that they've actively been capping them so they could do it. But the company's gone into hiatus now because the debt collectors have come for them and all that jazz. And there are plenty of deep dives into it. But essentially, the big takeaway and the big actionable tip, as I always say, is the fact that when you get reached out to these things as a small creator, you get excited.
Yep.
But honestly, this is going to sound terrible. If you're 100 viewers or less and you get reached out to by a sponsor, it's most likely predatory.
Yeah.
I know that sounds super bad to say because not everyone is.
No.
But I'm just going to throw it out there. It's most likely predatory. And I see people drop into the Stream Scheme Discord and they're like, I got my first sponsor today. I'm like, how many average viewers do you have? And they're like, 3. And I'm like, so you got reached out to by Raid Shadow Legends and they're going to not pay you and just say that you have to get a bunch of signups and it's not going to happen because you have 3 viewers and they're just making you sign up. And they're like, well, yeah, they're not going to pay me anything. And they're only giving me money if I sign up. And I'm like, well,
there you go.
Yeah.
Is that really a sponsor, man? Like, you got 3 viewers. Like, no, I'm not trying to be down on you here, but if you get nothing out of it and you have to give them stuff, that's not a sponsorship. That's you promoting them to your 3 friends or your 3 viewers without getting anything in return.
Yeah. There was a friend of mine. She doesn't stream anymore, but this happened like maybe like 2 years ago. So she only played League. She was about a 10 to 15 viewer streamer, and she got reached out to by Artesian Builds. And so she like accepted the agreement. She had their branding like as a panel. She had like a box like on her stream as well. And I was like, asked her about it. I was like, what is this? She's like, yeah, it's great. Like, they wanted me on their program, and basically like she spouted the same stuff that they spouted her about it all. It's like, yeah, and if people sign up, then I can, I can get enough people to sign up and I get discounts on a PC and people can donate towards a new PC. And I just I was like, are you sure? Like, they're not taking, like, are they paying you anything? She's like, well, no. And I'm like, okay, but I tried to be really nice about it because I didn't want to be insulting her. I was like, you're not the biggest streamer, and they have actively reached out to you. Like, this doesn't sound, something's doesn't quite add up here. Why would they do this? Like, and she's like, oh, no. And I was like, it always rubbed me the wrong way, but she was very adamant that it was fine. And and as I was like, just as time went on, I was like, yeah, no, I just kept seeing it everywhere on all these small streams. I'm like, oh, they're just taking advantage of people. They're just trying to get free advertising. That's it.
It's just do your research, I think, is the big thing. Because, again, I posted this in our Discord, the 3 of us. Basically, I got one where it literally started saying, Dear Rappers, REPAZ, I've been watching your stream, Rappers, and I think we would make good content or good, brand partnership together. And as soon as I got it, I was just like, bro, I cannot take you seriously as a sponsor, as anything, if you don't even know the name of my channel. And the fact that you did it twice back to back obviously shows you are copying and pasting that name that you have seen on Twitch and then just sent off an email to the business thing. It infuriates me to no degree. And I should say, probably most of my junk mail may have legitimate actual people trying to contact me. But again, I can't be asked, because as Eljay says, as much as I'd like to think that I'm a really good streamer and everything like that, I'm still like, 100 viewers.
Hey, best streamer on Twitch. Best streamer on Twitch.
What can we say? When you pay off that stuff. But when you're around like, when you're around like
slider crisp 50 AUD across the
Did
table.
somebody
to the
say
judges.
platypus coin? Bringing it over there. I literally was like, if I'm around 100 viewers, I know that you're just reaching out to me because you're like, you just want the little banner in the top right or something, and hopefully you get sponsored. I also see a lot of, is it Udi? Udi.
I don't know if those guys are rough. I've heard very good.
Are they
things
good? Yeah, I heard they're really good.
Woody's
though.
actually, they are good. Like what they ask for
Nick's
matches.
partnered with them.
No, it's.
You think so?
I'm speaking from experience. I've done a few spots.
I
and stuff
really
with them.
like Udi. In fact, I think they have high quality.
All cotton, 100%.
I gotta go, guys.
It's been real. Welcome to the stream room. We're gone.
But no, they actually they ask for a very a small they ask for a small thing in return, and the what they offer payment wise matches up to what they're asking for basically. So
Right.
Okay,
and
that's a good.
do
Do they make you buy the Udi yourself, or do they send you a freebie?
No, they always send a freebie. So
Good. That's how you know they're a good
Yes.
brand, because 99% of these shitty fucking ambassador programs make you buy the stuff yourself with a tiny little discount to try to get you in. And that all it is essentially sending you an email being like, hey, come work with us. We'll partner with you. But then they make you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, or hundreds or thousands of dollars on like a PC or equipment or clothes. And you're like, no, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Like, I had a clothing company reach out to me and ask me to do a thing with them. And I was like, these are actually really nice clothes. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do a thing where I wear these clothes on my stream and add a panel. They're like, cool, yeah, just buy a bunch of clothes. And I was like, I'm not spending $100 on a shirt. Like I was like, yeah, I'll do it if you send me all the clothes. And if people feel like spending the money, they can spend the money. But I'm not going to. That's not a partnership.
Yeah.
That's you making me spend money on you. And like, yeah, we need you to buy at least 4 shirts and show off 4 shirts. And the shirts were all like $80 to $100 like designer shirts. And I was like they were esports designer shirts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I spent $15 at Kmart.
I got reached out to on Instagram by this website. They sell like little gadgets and like little lights and stuff like that. A few mouse pads and here and there. And they basically reached out like, oh, we want to have you as one of our ambassadors and everything. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, yeah, so like, let us know which things you'll be buying. And then I was like, wait, what? Sorry,
Yeah. What
you want me to? Sorry,
What's this bit about
they were like,
buying?
yeah, it was like, yeah. I was like, can you not send me some? Can I not pick some stuff for you to send me? And he's like, they're like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, then what? Why? This is not how this. Are you paying me? No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I also want to say that this also goes beyond brands as well. This goes into representation. You will also have people or agencies come to you and go, we represent X brand of streamers. Our head honcho is this person, and they show an image. We would like you to become a part of our agency so we can get you brand deals and things like that. But you have to pay us to obviously get on the website and things like that. Please never ever sign up. If you ever have an agent or representation asking you to pay them, that is not how it works. They should work on commission and commission only. I just want to make that clear because I've had so many friends get fucked by that. And just grain of salt, people, grain of salt.
Yeah, please just do not sign up to any affiliated program or anything like that until you have reached at least partner.
Yeah.
Like you should not be doing any of that stuff.
And also make sure the intent matches. I want to quickly cover the streamer rewards in a second and then do really fast Q&A because I know that we've all got to go off today quickly, which is why we're recording like at 9 a.m. in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's me as well. Don't worry.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
But really quickly, adding as well, intent is the biggest reason why you'll be successful. Understanding the intent that your audience or your viewers have. So for me, as a stream education content channel, I know the intent is they want to be better streamers and they want to learn more about how to grow, how to set things up. So I know their intent, right? Which is why the TikTok video fails so heavily, is because TikTok doesn't match their intent. They don't want to grow on TikTok. They just want to grow on Twitch, and they don't care about the other stuff unless it's YouTube. Maybe they'll care a little bit about YouTube because it's been drilled into them, right? So intent is really powerful. And most streamers, their audience has zero intent to convert. That's the reality of it, right? They have zero intent to convert towards something. It may be gaming peripherals like Razer or stuff like that, they'll convert. But for me, people will convert for owned because they want graphics and they want those things. People will convert for Elgato because they want those things, right? People would convert to PCs if I sat there and said, these are great budget PCs for new streamers, right? That would be a thing. That would convert because that's easy and they trust my face and they trust me. But 99% of streamers including you guys, you don't do stream education or you don't have stuff. You just provide the best thing. You provide value, which is entertainment, right? Which is amazing. Like, you guys have an audience who love watching you purely for your entertainment value. But that also means that they have less intent to convert to anything outside of just supporting you, right? Which is the trick that places like Raid Shadow Legends and stuff like that use, which I don't know if Raid Shadow Legends are necessarily scummy. They're just very intense and they reach out to a lot of people. There are good ways to work with them, like Bajo does, where he says that he'll work with you, everyone sign up, but all of the money they pay him, he instead sends off to the World Wildlife Foundation for endangered animals, which is awesome, right? And that's his way of doing a charity stream without having his audience contribute, which I think is amazing, because at the end of the day, as creators, we often earn more money than our audience. So it's like, why would we not be the ones who just donate? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Essentially, affiliate programs, stuff like that, make sure they match your intent. Otherwise, you're simply wasting a lot of your time by giving someone free advertising. Because at the end of the day, most of your audience won't convert. That's just the reality of it. They just will not convert over to watching someone, to buying something that isn't for them. Foodies, maybe. That's an interesting one. But most of the time now. Like, no one's going to watch Reapz and then go, Reapz, yeah, I trust you on Artesian builds. I'll buy. I'll buy.
Well, maybe my mum, if I really pushed it, she can get me that like nice sponsorship for one computer. But yeah.
You get 10% off 5,000.
Yeah, exactly that.
Let's quickly do the streamer awards, because I think this is super interesting.
I think it's amazing as well. But yes, continuing.
Cutie Cinderella did something huge. 300,000 viewers at one point on the streamer awards. Maybe a little bit more than that, but that's what I saw. Now, for starters, straight out the gate, we're going to talk about the fact that she was originally going to put the streamer awards on XQC or Mizkeef or Ludwig's channel. She was going to actually stream it onto their channel. But she was having dinner with Pokimane after spending $270,000 of her own money to organize and set everything up. And Pokimane said, what are you doing? Even if you only end up getting 50K viewers, you need to put this on your own channel. So Pokimane managed to talk Cutie Cinderella out of giving XQC or someone like that 300,000 viewers and all this stuff, and instead put it on her own channel and got those 300,000 viewers. So massive shout out to Pokimane for helping Cutie be confident in herself.
Exactly,
honestly, that's I think what it is, right? Streamer awards, not going to go through all the awards.
No.
But what do you guys think about the fact that it's a popularity contest? It's a 70-30 split, so 70% audience vote, 30% panel judges vote. And Ludwig won Streamer of the Year when he was up against XQC and I think Eljay was also one of them,
it was XQC, Sykkuno, and Mizkeef were the four.
That's
Eljay was in like a league of his own with Joma and stuff like that.
True. Okay, and people got pissed. They said it was rigged. Which is super interesting. Because I watched a little bit of XQC and I didn't see XQC once ask his audience to vote in the streamer awards. And also another thing is you have to log in with your Gmail and Google account to vote in the streamer awards, which I think means a lot of people are more hesitant to vote.
Right.
So I'm also throwing it out there. I think there's a lot of people who don't have Gmail accounts, who might only have school accounts in their key demographic. And if you're not being pushed to sign up and to vote, and you're not being told about it, like Mizkeef barely pushed it. But Ludwig, in like multiple videos, said he was up for a streamer award. Like multiple videos that have now got millions of views. And I think it kind of made sense that in the audiences that are watching this thing, that Ludwig was going to take it away. I don't think it's rigged.
No.
If XQC had even just said once or twice, go vote for me in this thing, he probably would have crushed it.
But
he didn't care.
I was going to say I've done a lot of follow up on this because I was quite interested. Obviously, first of all, hats off to Cutie. She did a phenomenal job. She got more concurrent viewers than XQC ever had, than Mizkeef ever had, than Ludwig ever had on his time, even in the subathon. So, and you could see that the production value was so high from what people expected. It was literally like an Oscars type mentality. Now, I got my own thing about Oscars award shows. I find them completely boring. As much as I love hearing about the winners, oh my God, they go on with their speeches. But this was really tight and really kind. It was just, it brought a legitimacy that I think a lot of streamers want. They want that ego boost. They want the pat on the back, and they obviously want a place to network and see their friends. So first of all, that was amazing. Now, keep in mind that this Streamer of the Year award was for last year. So a lot of people are thinking it's for this year. because, it happened in March and it's been like 3 whole months. That means that's a whole year, whatever it was. And Ludwig has said that the chances that he got these votes were probably from 1, him spruiking it, and 2, because of his amazing subathon munch, which was about this time last year, which was like everyone's doing these unlimited subathons now because of it still to this day. He has made amazing.
Most of them are scams.
Most of them are scams.
Most of them are donating anonymous subs to themselves to keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reapz knows who I'm talking about.
I think we both know.
Took a while to click in.
Spicy at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Spicy boys.
Get that caffeine in there. But I think, one, Ludwig definitely did deserve it. XQC has also said since that day that he didn't want to push it for the fact that he knew he had this big kind of furor back in, I think it was the 2017 World Cup of Overwatch, where he told his community to vote and he won the MVP or whatever, got a lot of backlash for it and hated it. So he said this time, like you can say this is the truth or a false narrative that he's bringing out now, but he didn't tell his chat to vote because he wanted to see if he could legitimately win it without his hordes of, stands going and doing the same thing. So I thought that was really nice of XQC. And he seemed very humble about Ludwig winning. Now, again, how much would we say that these awards are actually all representative of Twitch or YouTube or streamers? But basically, it was all Twitch people. You didn't see Dr. Disrespect there. You didn't see Tim the Tapman, all that kind of thing. It was just kind of like it was out there. So I guess it really is just that nice pat on the back, but it's also hopefully getting a legitimacy that I think is what QD wants and a lot of streamers want, because as we said, we've been in the mainstream for about 5 years, Twitch. And if I went to the average Joe on the street and I said, have you heard of XQC? They'd probably say no. If I said, have you heard of PewDiePie? They'd probably say yes. So they're trying to really make it be this thing that you should know these people. And this is what they've done. Like Eljay, did amazing things. He's doing production MasterChef things each and every day. It's crazy how much that this is a live interactive thing. So I really, really like what QD did with it. I hope it goes on. And she said, obviously on her Twitter as well, please do not rebroadcast this with the actual stream awards in the corner. Just do your face.
While live.
Yes.
While live.
While live.
Yeah, don't react to it while live. Put your full face cam on. And people hated that, which I thought was idiotic.
Yeah.
Like she's asking you not to cannibalize a 3-person team of people who actually did this, of streamers. Don't cannibalize our live views on our live event. That could hurt our sponsors and hurt the chances of it coming back next year if you enjoy it.
It was,
and also every streamer who could cannibalize viewers, right? Anyone who's big enough to cannibalize viewers was invited,
yes,
and organized, and they said no. And then people are still acting like she's like a hypocrite because it's like saying like DMCA and MasterChef, and it's like, well, no, it's different. It's a live event.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's just dumb.
it's idiocy. But yeah, no, it was a huge event. It was amazing. Got to throw it out there. Maybe this is a hot take. I think it's kind of cringy. A lot of small streamers around our size are acting like that it's not representative of Twitch, and that they should have been allowed to have smaller people submitted. And I think that's kind of a weird take.
Yep.
Like I don't think anyone around our size matters in a contest like this. I've done short films that have seen renowned worldwide success. I didn't expect it to be nominated for a fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
And it feels weird as small streamers who want to be in the position of these people, who want to end up working hard enough and to have enough success to be there, to then look at them trying to legitimize the entire industry and then say, no, we weren't allowed to come with our 100 to 200 viewers. How dare you?
Yeah.
I think that's weird, right?
It is. It really is. And also the reason why these people were selected is because they currently are the figureheads of Twitch.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to say, how would you filter down if there are like thousands of 100 viewer, obviously streamers out there, how would you go, you're the best representative for this? When you're at the top, because there is such, that kind of like circle, there's about, I'd say about 100 people all up that gets around, 10,000 plus viewers concurrently. It makes so much more sense, and it gives you a purpose to kind of be like, if I do go to these awards, I've kind of earned it, Like they did have an up and comer thing with like, I think Stans won it. It was
Stans and a few others, which I think is a good size. I think 800, 1,000-ish, and the people who are out there doing those things is a good size. And I just feel like it's like there are other things already aimed at smaller creators, and I just feel weird to see my colleagues or my cohort shitting on it, because I think there's already a big enough separation between large content creators and small content creators. And I think there's already a small separation there in the sense that large content creators don't necessarily hate you because you have 100 viewers. A lot of the time, large content creators don't want to work with them because, and people have talked about this and said this on podcasts, they're like, I don't care if you have 100 viewers. I don't like what they bring.
Yes.
Like a lot of them bring either like a lot of arrogance or a lot of intensity, or they're a lot like whinier, to be entirely honest about it. Whereas a lot of the larger content creators are more experienced, and they come in, they do the job, they do the thing, they get out of there. And it sucks that they're kind of being proven right. Like they're proving it right by being a few bad eggs who are getting a bunch of retweets by a bunch of other streamers, getting upset about the fact they couldn't be at the streamer awards. And it's just causing more divide between large creators and small creators.
It's just this weird clout thing, you know. They just want clout. They don't want to be there for the right reason. It's just basically, I want to be there to be seen, so I can put on my Insta, so I can put on my Twitter, and people will think I'm a legitimate star or whatever it is that I'm seen as. Yeah, it's entitlement. Yeah.
What happens if like, you know, the 1 to 100 viewer streamer gets nominated? You know, it's like, oh, like, guys, I'm nominated, vote for me. But then obviously, they're in the same category as Ludwig, and Ludwig wins. Like, well, he only won because he's bigger.
Yes, exactly. He did win because he's bigger.
The point.
That's the whole point of the
thing. I don't know. That's my thing that I think kind of sucks about, like, the Streamer Awards is amazing, and I absolutely think it was brilliant. And I think that there's a lot of weird entitlement and intensity around all of the stuff that came out of it. Quickly before we start wrapping up, because I know we got a skedoodle. We can talk about the Dr. Disrespect another time, because I think it's funny. We can come back to it. Some quick fire questions. Yeah, some quick fire questions.
Let's go.
Cool. All right, first one straight out the gate. Benjamin says, another great podcast, and he'd love to know about how we go about learning new things. Should we go, like, he wants to learn how to do lighting. Okay. He's asking about, should he do YouTube videos? Should he do Skillshare courses? Should he go to film school? As someone who has done film school, who's done hands-on work in the industry as a film producer, as a cinematographer, and as someone who's also taught university third years how to use lights, because by third year you probably should have known, but none of them did for some reason. The best way to learn a skill like lighting or any practical skill, or any skill really, is hands-on. I feel like we could all agree with this, right?
100%.
Get your hands on some lights or a microphone, and don't just set them up once. Try out a dozen different lighting setups.
You're going to learn about 3-point lighting. You're going to learn about the 180 line. You're going to learn all this stuff. But again, just like streaming, you've got to do it yourself, because you will never read a textbook and be like, now I know everything. You've just got to keep trying. And as Eljay said, I had the same thing when I was in university and I had to learn screen production media. I learned nothing when I was reading about it. But when I finally realized, oh, that's why I shouldn't put it there, because the shadow's now being cast over my, co-actor over there. They can't see their face. It really is just try it out. Just try different things. You're dead on. I can't improve on what you said.
It's $250 to get 2 Dasneys, which are little LED lights that can clip to a desk or go on stands. $250, you get 2 Dasneys. They'll produce about 2,200 worth of lumens. They have bicolor and they have a 97% CRI. These things are great. Get them, set them up, and use 2 lights. Or honestly, start with 1. Make a beautiful setup using 1 light, and then you'll become an amazing cinematographer. Or if you want to learn how to do a lighting thing, literally just look up a guide that's like how to use 1 light for 6 different styles of interview, and you'll instantly start learning it. There's a guy called Potato Jet who I aggressively recommend.
Love Potato Jet.
Oh, he's so good, dude.
I love him.
I used to give him out at university to my students. I used to be like, here you go. Which, if anyone's wondering why I'm so passionate about education, it's literally because I spent 2 years being an educator in film and video production while also working in industry and traveling.
Take that, YouTube comments, you pricks.
Yeah. Sorry. I know, true. I care about this shit. And I care about you, which is why I yell at people.
Well, that's like exactly what you said. It's just like you can do some Googling or watch a video to get to understand what it is. And it's like, okay, here's what a 3-point lighting setup is. Now go do it. Now try it. See how do you work it in your own setup?
And different cameras with different kind of light receptors have different ways of viewing it. So you really got to experiment. Yeah,
100%.
I will say just quickly as well. Like, there was this really great course that I heard of. It's called How to Stream by Ninja. That's also another great.
Let me just sign up right now.
Yeah, he actually didn't say he does lighting. Just gonna throw it out there.
I'll still sign up.
No lights in the Ninja course.
Oh no.
Okay, next up, Kratos MVN says, great podcast. I've watched Stream Scheme for a while, but I feel like the podcast provides so much value for the hardest parts of streaming no one really talks about. It's true. It's because I can't clickbait this stuff we talk about in here on Stream Scheme. Because people would turn around and say none of this is actionable advice, and I'm like, I know. Anyway, they said, do you think releasing a poll? Because they were talking about the silent. We were talking about the silent majority, not being able to do stuff. And they said, do you think releasing a poll would be better because people don't? Lurkers would feel better about engaging with that, less so than a thing. Sadly, I don't think so. I think the poll has the exact same issue as asking, because people who will just vote for people who are there will vote. A poll is the same as being allowed, like a loud minority. And we talked about this last week, sort of. And that is the fact that I use my followers gained per hour in categories to kind of understand my audience and what their wants are, my silent majority. And I think that when I do things like that, it teaches me that I need to go into just chatting and do like big events and stuff like that. And that's how I get my big average viewers and my big stuff. But what do you guys do? How do you pay attention to your silent minority?
Ooh.
Majority, sorry.
Silent majority. It really is difficult, but as much as I don't want to say it, viewer count does play some, course here in terms of there's always that thing we talked about where it's like, you can do anything and I'll still watch. Obviously, that's not the case. But you do have to kind of look at what gets the most. It also depends on what you want as well, because you're talking about the silent majority, because sometimes the silent majority can become chat interactions where they do want to talk because they're doing something that they find interesting and they want to have their say. So when it comes to the just chatting segments, like you, LJ, like you, Nick, when you start off and you talk to the chat, that's when it's popping off. When it's like 2 hours, 3 hours in the stream, that's when it goes, quiet because they're watching you play a game. So I think that's the best time to kind of get a scope of what people want. So sometimes I do run polls. I'm not saying it's great, but I do like, what do you guys want to see today? And it does give me a nice impetus. Apart from the fact that some of those sons of bitches, like I'm sure you do, they try and tie the poll just because they want to tie the poll. And you're like, why are you doing that? This is a legitimate question.
You know how I've defeated them? Yeah. I only run polls. Since day one, I've only run polls that force them to use channel points.
Oh, nice.
Which means that when they vote, it's a passion poll and they can't tie it. Or if they do tie it, they're like 600 channel points in to 3 different answers and they're all saying 33%. And I'm like, how have you done this? And then they're just spamming more and more and more and it's more interaction.
That's good. But yeah, that would be my big takeaway is when you do have those segments at the beginning where people are talking more, that's where you can kind of get a nice litmus test of what people are responding to. Viewer counts as well and looking back on your infographics is another great way. And obviously what you have fun with as well, because I know that when I have the most fun on stream, that's when I get the most kind of follows or interactions, everything like that. So really, that's what I would say. It's hard. You can't put your own sentiment in the silent majority because, again, you're just assuming. So, yeah.
That's the thing. You'll never get like a definitive answer, but there's a few things you got to keep in mind. So it's like, if you're doing the same thing where it's like you're starting with an hour or two of just chatting and then swapping into the games, you've got to then after stream, you look at your average viewers over the past streams are like, okay, so at that 2 hour mark, like, well, how many viewers did we gain? How many followers did we gain in that 2 hour mark? And then what happened afterwards? Mm-hmm. But then also if you do actually stream another game as well, so you're not just one particular game, but you do other types of stuff as well, then that's your level of comparison. You're like, okay, so what happened when I streamed this game this week and what happened when I streamed that game? Like, and looking... comparing those graphs and statistics and seeing what happened. Or I guess even if you stream, like I've done it as well, where I've like, oh yeah, it felt a bit quiet that tonight. And then after stream, I'll go look at the graph, but the numbers were still good. Just more people were lurking. Mm-hmm. And that can kind of give you an idea of being like, okay, so people still watching, just maybe they're not as interactive. And I've noticed that with, especially with the Yu-Gi-Oh streams that we do on Sundays, where there's not as much interaction, because, there's a lot of people in the community that obviously know Yu-Gi-Oh! And play it, but then a lot of people that don't necessarily understand it too much, but still enjoy watching it. I've had multiple people say like, I have no idea. You're just spouting different words that I don't think exist, but I'm still enjoying myself.
Yeah. It's the super auto pads.
Yeah.
Squeeze me, roll me, squeeze me, roll me. Everyone's just like, what's going on? But it seems like we're having a good time. Honestly, I think Stan said it really well in one of his videos. He said straight out, he goes, I don't think a video needs to be good. It just needs to have the right pacing and the right clickbait. If someone clicks on and then you just have some decent pacing and decent stuff, you'll get views. And I think that's spot on. And I think that something I've been doing lately is overcomplicating videos. Mm-hmm. And sadly, my editor has done some stuff come up and he's not gonna be able to be editing for a while. So I'm gonna have to start editing my own videos again for the LJ channel. And I think I'm gonna go real fucking simple with it, boys. Yeah. I think I'm literally gonna go really intensely simple for it. I'm gonna simplify the whole thing down. And I'm just going to focus on the pacing and the clickbait. And that's all I'm going to do and just see how it goes.
That's awesome.
Rather than putting all this like intensity on subtitling and funny sound effects and stuff. Really simple, just casual editing.
Like it.
Actually, I like it. Just quick, while I remember it's on my brain, I did find someone who was an editor who seems pretty good. So I'll link him to you and you can have a look at it as well. It got linked to me previously.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. And I think final question, quick fire round, is someone said their community really wants them to do merch. they've only got 5 average viewers and they feel kind of weird about doing merch. When would be a good time to start doing merch, and when would be a bad time to be doing merch? And what is bad merch? What is good merch? I don't have merch, but I have some thoughts on it. But Reapz, you've got merch.
I got merch. So I go through the Stream Elements merch store. I did my research in terms of who they work with and all that things. So obviously you want to be like, humane and not just like these sweatshops out of everywhere. And obviously I could be getting the wool pulled over my eyes as well. But I started merch because a lot of people were clamoring for it. I didn't do it in the first 3 years. It was literally when I got partner that people wanted to get something physical. And I was like, hopefully I'll get it for you. I also did the thing where, they basically do like $10 over the profit margin or something. So you can get that. I scaled it all the way back down. So basically when people buy it, they're getting it for around kind of what I have to pay for it if I did wholesale.
For market price,
it's
right?
market price, exactly right.
So you said a hoodie to be $30 and that $30 is literally just Stream Elements making and sending the hoodie directly to the people. And
yes,
you get no
exactly.
money from
I do about like, I think $2 to $3 above what it says is like the kind of the market value over there.
Right.
But again, it really does depend on if merch is for you, because if you've got 5 average viewers and they want it, you'll probably get 1, 2, 3 sales. But then you've got to think about the future. It's like, okay, if I've got this merch out, will it may be a bigger deal if I had like 100 people, because then obviously they've got that option and there's kind of like a big boost for it to get your thing. Obviously making money is good, but obviously you got to do it in the right kind of ways. So in terms of when merch is right for you, I think you kind of know. The fact that you're asking about it kind of feels like you're on the fence of, is this right for me? Ethically, or is it just, am I trying to reach out to my 5 viewers and make them happy even though I don't think I'm ready to put out merch? So really think about that yourself, because obviously you're going to be the one who has to make the designs or commission the designs and put them on everything and make sure that everything goes out. And the reason why I also go through Stream Elements is because if I did it myself and I got it delivered to my house and I had to send them out one by one, there's going to be so many issues with that. And I'm sure there's going to be people scamming it going, I didn't receive it. And then you're responsible for that. And so I would go through a third party. I know that some people don't. If they're like a big streamer, obviously they've got like a whole brand working for them. But do not do your own kind of prints and decals because you think it's going to save you money and get more profit margin, and send it out yourself, because that will be a freaking nightmare.
It's too much.
Yeah,
too much hassle.
Exactly.
Consider, I said early on that I replied to them because they wrote this and we weren't recording for a couple of days. So I just replied quickly saying, look, I'm at 130 average viewers right now. I've been at 220 average for about 8 months, and I still didn't think doing my own merch was a good idea for my brand and who I am. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't fit what I wanted. And I said that merch for me, it needs to either match your brand really well, or it needs to be super specific for your community, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I was going to do merch, I would do something stupid, right? Like, I would do something really fucking funny, like a coffee cup, but on the side of it is just like my face stretched out really wide all the way around it, because it's dumb and it's funny, and it's like, here it is. You can do it if you want, whatever.
Yes.
I'll do it through Stream Elements. But it just didn't suit me, even at my size,
If I can jump in very quickly after you.
Yeah, go.
Also, I was saying that for my merch as well, as we talked about being on brand, the whole reason we talked about it before, my thing's kind of like a late night talk show, and they always have like a mug on there. So I was like, okay, here's the Reapz Show mug, right? That goes with it. I also, my first piece of like shirt was the Reapz Show staff, like it said staff member on there. So I kind of incorporated it into the brand rather than just like, here's a logo. Go for your life. It was kind of started around that mentality, but yeah, that's all.
Yeah. No, it's no, that's all really good. So I waited a few years before I even attempted merch as well, and for me, it was really like it was a creative outlet in a way as well. It's like I just wanted to make something cool, and then like you Reapz as well. Like I would for where it was viable, I would turn the profit margin down to $1, the lowest, just because I wanted it to be as affordable as possible. Because I just wanted people to just have a cool thing that they can get and they can actually wear. Like I wanted to make stuff that I would wear and hopefully other people would wear too. And I went through Teespring, Designed by Humans, like all these different ones. And then I settled on Streamlabs for a while because they had the best like design creator for the clothing, and they had like a wide range of stuff. And I was on there for a while, and then eventually we settled on Custom Creator Gear, who's run by a guy called Dom. He's awesome. He's based out of Melbourne. It's all manufactured in Melbourne. It's all ethically sustainable and everything like that. So it's all fantastic, and it's really good quality stuff. And kind of fitting to be on this conversation. I didn't even plan this, but we're in my merch today.
Very nice.
And yeah, like what LJ said is like you got to make stuff that is super specific to your community or your brand. And then and also don't. One mistake that I made is like I made too many stuff at the beginning. Where I was like, you should just make one thing and be like, here's the thing.
Yep.
And then so no one has to make a decision. They're just like, oh, you just one shirt, like one design on one shirt, cool, go for it. So like you need to start small if you do feel that that's what you want to do. And yeah, feel free to get a bit creative. I mean, like, so we had like I've had shirts that just because the whole spicy branding. So we had a shirt that just said the spicy on it, right? And then we got we call the community the Spice Rack. So we got we got a mug here as well, right? And then we made shirts and a crop top that have the Spice Rack logo, and the whole branding behind it is get a Spice Rack for your Spice Rack, and it's great. Like a whole bunch of people bought tops and crop tops and stuff. So like if you do it right, you can do it well. And because I said. And obviously, Dom has to make a little bit of profit for his business as well. But I said for him, for the mug specifically, I was like, turn the profit margin down on the mug for my end. Yeah. So I want the mug to be something cheap that anyone can buy. So
very nice.
That's cool. Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway for merch and stuff like that. There have been a few other comments, but they only came in within the last couple hours. So I think we'll probably save those for the next recording because they're also big questions, like really deep questions.
Yep.
And I know we've all got to scoot soon. But I think it was otherwise. We had lovely reception. People saying love this episode. Watched while editing. It helps distract from the tech issues I've been having.
Nice.
It's really good to listen to. Another person said, really love this episode. You're a little bit quiet. I'm just going to throw it out there. We all know why we're a little bit quiet last week, don't we, Nicholas?
Okay, Nick has left.
Right.
For the audio listeners, Nick has left the room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it out there. No one noticed it because Reapz is a god. On the Lysol episode as well, Reapz accidentally didn't record his mic properly.
Yes.
So all that
30
audio
minutes in, I had to quickly fix it on my end. So
yeah. And then last episode though, Nick just didn't record his mic. It felt like he didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, just had nothing to contribute.
Just didn't really want to. Thought he wasn't worth it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So far, I'm perfect as always.
Wow.
So I'll continue to keep you guys up to date on all the tech issues that these two have.
Damn it. Yes.
Oh, boy.
And if I ever do anything wrong, I know that I will rue the day.
Yeah.
Let's mark this down.
We are going to shit on you so hard.
When I do the time codes for the podcast for this episode, I'll definitely do one for here saying Eljay never fucks up, but if he does, refer to said time code for myself. So 100%. I can.
We should make Eljay do the intro one day just so that he can be a two-take Jake.
Dude,
one take.
Do you don't want it? You don't want to be shown up. Then there's a whole new level you got to reach. Right?
Oh my god! I'm getting. What is this throwdown that's happening right now? You, me, PAX, midday.
Dude, hey, by the way, real quick before I read out one last comment, PAX tickets for Australia go on sale next week. So when this podcast when this one goes out, they'll be on sale. So we got to buy those.
March 22nd, 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight
Time.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Are you going for all 3 days?
I will, yeah. I'll be in Melbourne for about 4 or 5 days because I don't like flying on the same day as the convention.
100%, yeah.
So I will also read out this last question from 2 days ago. Gamer J Lee, we went over and looked at his channel. It's all about Halo and all this stuff, and we gave him a bunch of advice. We kind of went a bit intense on it. And he writes back, hey guys, just want to give you a little update. Your advice seriously helped. I can't thank you enough for this. I really sat down and listened to what you said and uploaded a couple more videos after I finally got a chance to see the podcast. They absolutely crushed the click-through rate and average views. I really appreciate your help in helping me find that special source that I needed for the channel.
Hey.
Because essentially our advice was look at what has worked and start doubling down on that. You know what I mean? Like, because you've had success, you need to find that. And it's true. So he uploaded 2 videos over the last couple days. 3 videos over the last couple days since we gave him that advice. Dude. 3 days ago, 1.1k views so far, which is fucking sick.
That is amazing.
Awesome. 2 days ago, 1.6k views for 2 days, which is sick. And then 18 hours ago, it's already at 1,000 views.
Look at him go.
Beautiful.
You can straight up see it. If you guys look at his channel, which I can quickly just throw it in here, I'll just link it in general.
Yeah, please. I'll throw it up.
It actually, dude, the thumbnail waited for this. Halo Infinite players are excited over this. That is, I love it. But he comes even stronger. Delayed, and it's like Master Chief looking really upset, and it says delays don't stop with Halo Infinite Season 2. It's so good. Yes. Like he's like listened to everything we've said about figuring out why it worked. Yeah. The latest one is just fucking a Halo guy with a bunch of thumbs down around him, and it is perfect.
It is fantastic.
Dude, I'm so proud of Jay right here because like this is one of those things where I saw and we all saw that he had a lot of really cool concepts going on, that had seen a lot of work. It's just like he just needed someone to point at those successes he already had and go, that keep doing that and you'll be fine.
Yeah, keep unlock that genre.
Instantly, yeah, and he's taken it on board and he's crushing it. So smashing it, Jay. You're crushing it. And if anyone's curious, his name is Gamer Jay Lee, and you can really see 9 days ago he uploaded a Doom unboxing. And then the one right after it is after he's seen the given a little thing saying his other thumbnails were better, and he's stuck with that concept. And you can see how much just a little bit of, hey, you did well here, do it again, can help someone.
And I would also like to say, Jay was actually one of our enrolled students in our new class called How to Succeed in Content Creation by the Digital Buskers, and you pay $500.
Yeah, sign up to the Patreon now and make sure you share your success and get feedback from your peers.
Go to the Discord stream scheme and just be sure to really flood it with useless facts. It'll be great.
That's gonna be amazing. I think that's a funny point though. Like when you think about it, it's like this guy wrote into a podcast of 3 content creators who have 100 views, and he got given a little bit of advice, and it wasn't even like do this thing. It was you've had success, double down on it. And now he's doing like he's actually seen it, and he's realized, oh shit, it is doubling down on this that does it, right? He didn't have to pay a one-to-one coach. He didn't have to ask someone to give him key demographic. He didn't need anything. He literally just needed someone to go, that kind of worked, do it again and see if it works. And he's seen success. It could have failed for him though. Yeah. Right? Like, but the thing is, he didn't pay for it. He didn't pay for it. We didn't guarantee anything. And he saw contextual advice based on us looking at it for 10, 15 minutes and then passing on our experience.
And he sought the advice. He didn't go, oh, I'm just going to pay for the advice. He actually sought out different avenues to find that. And obviously he's been successful, and I'm going to take full credit for that. So thank you so much, Jay. That'll be on my LinkedIn.
I was just going to say, guys, his check cleared. So
okay, we can talk about it. I won't have to cut it. Very good. Good.
He did reply, because I replied back to the comment saying that's great to hear. And he replied back saying, legitimately, thank you for the advice. People talk about a show being a part of their weekly ritual, but none of those shows have ever explained in a way that was helpful to me. I can't thank you enough, and a ton of the mods, editors, and thumbnail guy are now all tuned into the show, which is incredibly kind, and I will throw it out there. We didn't ask it at the start, but if you have watched this long, consider liking and consider sharing the podcast onto others. Throw a question out there. Even if you don't really care about what the answer is, the engagement helps us on a small channel like this. It's just one of those things where the algorithm here is about that engagement at this point. So if you do want it, throw it out there. We'd love to talk to you guys. We think it's really fun, this little community that we've slowly built up. Well, really quickly built up. And we hope that you continue to enjoy the pod. And if we haven't answered questions that we've missed this week, then we will pick them up. And don't worry, we will get to them next week as well. And go through any new ones that come out with this episode. If you do listen to this, get the questions in ASAP, because we release this Sunday night and we record Tuesday morning. So you've got about 48 hours where we are primed and ready. And if you take a little bit longer, you will end up getting a little bit of a probably having to wait 2 weeks instead.
That's right.
But please, we appreciate all the support, and continue, like I said, continue sharing it around. Our goal one day to host a stream room on the yacht. That's our smart goal.
We would like to be on the main stage of PAX doing a stream room and meeting y'all in person. Well, by that I mean look out at the audience and go, hey, I know
live
you.
Q&A at PAX.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be good times.
You know, I can probably apply for us, because 145,000 subs means I get a media pass technically if I wanted to. I could probably apply and try get a panel for that. We'd have no one visit us. We'd have a small room, but we could try.
Why not? Like, what's there to lose? Like, where we're started.
You know, our pride.
I lost that a long time ago with my dignity. I'm all for it. But any last words before we head off for today? It's around 2 hours, so pretty much the same as other weeks. And I'm sorry that we had to start a bit earlier today. But again, back to the norm next week. And please, do all the things that Nick and Eljay were saying. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. And again, we are both on YouTube, and we're on your favorite audio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. So be sure to subscribe over there as well if you don't want to just have a screen on in the background. Yeah.
My only last words are sorry for getting so spicy about some of the scams we talked about and some of the things, because I really am just tired of new creators and beginners being kind of scammed out of dollar when there are free information out there that'll teach you so much faster.
Eljay, don't apologize. We need that spice. We need that spice.
But dude, come on. Every single thing in that coaching course and every single thing in most of these coaching courses is out there for free entirely, right? it just frustrates me so much to see both brands and coaches who aren't real coaches out there ruining the industry.
Yeah, I agree. And as we said, we should have called that Artesian a long time ago. But again, we don't want to make waves when, you know, we're so small, but maybe we should. Maybe we should be a bit more forthcoming. Let us know. Let us know is what I should say. Nick?
The name of the coach I hate is